All right, everybody, we're live. My name is Michael Silvers, head of global training for Power Team, but we haven't really started yet. We're just going to get people on the stream. Usually takes, 10, 15 minutes for people to get on. I'm going to start content right away, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a watch party. That's right. I'm going to start a watch party. So make sure you get a watch party going, and you're going to hear me, so I'll turn that down a little bit. We'll get a share the watch party. Here we go. Start a watch party. There we go. I started a watch party. I'll leave my phone on that for a couple minutes, and then I'll host over on Twitch. So let me give myself some there. Give myself some love. All right, fantastic. See, people are joining the watch party. Also, I'm going to open up a watch party on Twitch, so that'll be great from there. So we're going to wait a couple minutes for everybody to get on. If you want to tell me your name, where you're from, and something you're excited about today, that would be great. If you hear me in a little bit of a background, it's because I got some watch parties started. The team is going to do the same thing. A bunch of our team is going to jump on here in a couple minutes. Schedule for the day. People always ask it. Isn't that the funny thing? And I know why they ask it, right? I've done events for 20 years. I've done events all around the world. People like to ask that question so they know, can I hop on? Can I hop off? You can. It's your decision. But I've got my stuff ready to go. I got my Pellegrino here, right? No promotion, nothing like that. I've got my Pellegrino here. I've got grapes over here. I had some little cheese. I got my folders. I got my clock, my timer. I'm going to be the MC for the day. And we've got a power pack day. We're going to hear from a gentleman who's been in front of 8 million people. Really work on mindset and business and really take you to that next level. But he's also moved his whole business online. He's making a lot of money already. So that's pretty exciting. Then we're going to move into talking about your funnels and the marketing and internet marketing and how critical that is. And that's a big piece. It is an amazing day. Hey, from Reno, welcome to the call. Excited to be breathing this week. That's right. Excellent. And if everybody still wants to just type your name, where you're from, and something you're excited about this week, that would be fantastic. Then we're going to hear about one of the best games on the planet. People like games. We have people from Twitch on here. Then we're going to hear from our CEO, and he's going to dial you in today. Then we're going to talk about residual income, because that's income that comes in whether you work or not. And that's critical in your own business. And there's many ways to create it. Then we're going to hear about giving back and systems and working with us. So it's a power pack day. My name is Michael Silvers. We have not even started yet. You might hear a little bit of background because I'm opening up some watch parties. So for those of you on Facebook, if you want to go ahead and start opening up watch parties, that would be fantastic. Watch parties are the best thing to do. They're too much fun. Look at my collar. It's gotten crazy. What happened to it? This was pressed even. But watch parties are great. So now that I've opened that watch party, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Twitch. And on Twitch, it's hosting a channel. That's how Twitch does it. So I'm going to go ahead. You're going to hear me again in the background, but I've turned it way down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, it looks like an up arrow at the top of your screen, and you go to host a channel. That way people who know me on Twitch can actually watch it too and join. And I'm just going to say, hello, everyone. And what that does is just lets you know people are live. Hello, everyone. There we go. Okay, good. All right. So I've opened the watch party on Facebook. I've opened a hosting on Twitch. You can take the link from YouTube and share it around. We also have a way to join us, and we talk about that through the day. We'll let you know. So a couple things to get ready for the day before we officially start. I want to make sure that you are ready. So we're going to be here for the next 4 hours. You're here as long as you can. We've got a power pack content day. You can ask questions. This is not TV. This is live. You can ask questions. And questions are critical that you ask those questions, because then we also can respond to you. So make sure you're on one of the feeds and that you can ask a question and we'll come back to you. The other thing, too, is make sure you take care of yourself. I showed you the Pellegrino, the grapes, all that fun stuff. Make sure that you're fed today. You're sitting down. You are in a course today. You are ready to change your life and make a difference. So think of it as you're in a course, and this is the most critical day of my life. How would you do it? Look, this is my home studio. Everybody like it? I'm outside today. The sun is shining. It's for Seattle. It's hot. It's like 72 degrees here. And you have to use what you have in the background. So think of the growth behind me in the trees and how that is for your business and where your business is going, and what do you plant in your business. So we're going to do from foundation, right, to the pillars of the house, to make sure that we have the building blocks that are necessity, to make sure that you have the ownership of residual income, so there's money coming in whether the economy goes right, left, up, and down, whether you're working. That's called active income, but you want that passive income that comes in no matter what. We're going to talk about the systems and how to lay the systems out and how to truly move that in a direction that you want. A really quick preamble for Power Team again. For the last 20 years, in my life, I've built businesses. My wife and I built a coaching and training business. We've trained all over the world. I've been on most of the major stages with most of the major players. I've built masterminds for them. I've coached. And what I've done is I've been of service. I've helped other people. When I stand in front of 10,000 people in stages, whether it's in Singapore or Sydney or London or Los Angeles, wherever it's always been to be of service. And that's what you want in your business, because the more you serve and the more solutions you have to problems, you make money. It's all about solution-based. Write that down. That's a really critical piece. And you want to make sure that people visit you. So we have our pages. We want people to visit us. That's what people are doing. I'm going to post this up for a second, but make sure that people come to our page on twitch.com. Okay, I'm going to show you the difference. There we go. Or come to our page, and you really want people to join. So you want to bring other people to do that. I'm going to put like our Facebook page, because what happens is you're going to circle yourself with people around you who won't drag you down. They won't hold you back. They won't keep you from moving forward, and they'll make a difference as you do this. So the greatest thing that you want to do is you want to have a transition. You want to make sure that the system is dialed in. So everybody type in system. Because as you type in system, you're going to rev up your income. You're going to make sure that in the system, you're moving in a direction. And that is really huge, to move in the system in a direction. Look, we, again, at Power Team, and Bill will go through this later, but just really quickly, in 2005, Rainmaker. Got that? Rainmaker. Selling it to a couple hundred people, went out to 3,000. Why? Because he partnered with GoDaddy, with Franklin Covey. And in your business, there was created a system. Also partnered with the Learning Addicts. They were the largest promoter on the planet at that point. But promoting, the greatest thing is that partnering. You partner with the right people in your business. We have a tendency of always wanting to doing it ourselves. And so that's why when you take courses, when you invest, you do all that, you partner with other people along the way. But 2007 had the joint venture fund to fund small businesses. Why? Because they need it. They need sometimes that lift to get off the ground. They need that little bit to move forward. And we knew that there was an issue there. 2008 created a mastermind, because you create something so people can truly create something from nothing. So when you work together as a team and you go off to the Bahamas or Las Vegas, we'll have Win Global Mastermind in the Bahamas. You want to make sure that you're doing it with like-minded people that are moving your business forward. And again, if you understand this, then you're starting to build your team. Everybody got that? Right? Then Bill took a look at what are the greatest speakers on the planet for 2 years, put it together, and put together one of the best speaker courses that I've ever attended. And that's Platinum Speaker Camp, and that was in 2010. How would you like to be a part of a select group of basically 40 people a year who, after they go through this course, and the courses are typically, they're small, which is good, only taught by Bill, only taught twice a year. And we do virtual and live because we understand, what people's needs are. But the greatest thing is that you then get onto stage, right? 60 days later, or virtual stages, because look at what we did. We took a business that was 300 events, live events a year, and now we have a virtual suite every single week. And we have spots for speakers. We have a place to put you. We are the promoter for that, and that's where you want to partner. 2011 Small Business Expos. Now we're seeing 100,000 businesses a year. People are moving through the door, right? 2012 to 13, we have the internet marketing side and the power of what's being created. The Gold program, which is our mastermind program, and really then joining us in the journey and the mission. So take a look at this. This is really critical, right? This is the $1,000 drawing. That's your business funnel. Everybody got that? I'll put it over here. That's your business funnel. The great thing about that is people have to come into your funnel. So what happens is you put them on a path, and the path is not the end. The path is the beginning. So today I want everybody to draw this out. And what these lines are is as they're coming into your business, even if you don't know what your business is, as they're coming into your business, write something down. Wow, I learned from Mark that mindset and strategy helps move my business now in a direction. So I need to get some mindset and strategy, maybe for me or for my clients. Wow. Bill said that 10 before 10, I need to do 10 things before 10 o'clock. Okay, so that needs to reside right in here. So that's for my business. So maybe I draw a funnel for my clients and I draw a business funnel for myself to see the things I need to add into the funnel and the layers I need to put in. But use this for your notes because you're going to make notes all the way through. Wow, people, I've just learned about masterminds. I'm going to have a mastermind for my business right here. And in that mastermind, I'm going to take 10 individuals who are going to pay me $3,000 a year to take them through a process. And I'm going to learn how to do it because I'm going to partner with Power Team. And I'm going to partner with Power Team because they have a mastermind. And I'm going to be able to join that and then build my own because I'm working with people who've built the best masterminds in the world. Does that make sense to everybody? You want to continue to join. You want to continue to partner and be part of something bigger. But putting them on the funnel for the day makes a big difference. Keeping them in the funnel makes a big difference. Your clients, right? Let's say your clients come in here. What do you do first? I coach them one-on-one. Great. You're still doing one-on-one, but it's business. Then you put them into a mentoring program. Or maybe it's something where you group mentor 5 to 1, 10 to 1, 20 to 1. Well, now your program might only cost $50 instead of $300 an hour, but you now have 20 people doing it. Does that make sense? And it's only in 1 hour because you're doing them as a group call. Then you move them into a mastermind. That's how you create income in your business. That's always you want to take your raving fans and make sure you honor them, but there's always something. And if you don't have something, then you come to someone like us and you partner with us. And that's what people do all the time. Because like, you know what? I really don't want to create that all, but I can send clients and leads your way. Great, we'll pay you. And that's a critical piece. So for people, again, that want to work with us, there's so many ways to do it. And we'll be talking about it through the day. But the critical piece here is that you take your funnel and you make a difference. So everybody write this out right now. You can draw your funnel. You can do whatever you want to make it look good, but draw it out right now. Don't wait till later. See, when I do conferences like this, or when I do seminars or webinars or live events, I always write out one of these and then I start filling in, oh, that idea would go right here. Oh, this thought's right here, or that thought's right here. And if I'm maybe taking notes on another page, I'll make a little one, like a footnote, and then I'll put it right here because that's where it fits in the funnel. And then I take a look at my own business and how do I really build that own business? Because if you take a look at what you create, it's by solving the problems for other people. It's taking that information in and saying, I will get ready to do more. And that makes a big difference as you move it forward. But part of it, you got to get out of your head. See, the interesting thing, too, is when we do these calls, we watch the numbers all day. We see things go up and down, right and left, right? Because people stay on, they go off, they have to go to the restroom. Who knows what they have to do? And then we have people who stay on the whole string. And they'll type in and saying, I was here all day and I took copious notes and I'm learning. Let's get this done. And we want to connect with those people. We want those people to connect with us. Does that make sense? We want to make sure that we drive you in the right direction. And so we want you to work with us, but I want you to follow a path. And we're going to give you a path today. First of all, we're going to give you a way because everybody's here is to train. Everybody here is really for you. And I want to be able to give you a way to link up with us. So one of my team right now is going to type in the way to link up with us, and I'm going to flash it in front of me because it's all about creating that next step and that next level. And we'll connect with you. Look, I'm having a global training. I have no problem having a call with you. If you've got something and we've got something and we can work it out together, that's how teams focus. That's how they come together. And that makes a big difference. So everybody right now, what I'd like you to do, first of all, is write out what you would like from today's conference. Let's do it that way. Webinar, conference call, whatever you want to call it. What is one thing you'd like to learn today? So take a minute. Now I'm not gonna quietly put music on or do anything like that, because on a live stream where it's just out. If I was on a Zoom, it's different because I could watch you all. Um, but what is one thing you'd like to learn today? Two things are going to happen. Number one, if you want to type it in the stream, we get to see it. Number two, you're going to put that intent into your mindset of how you create. You're going to put that into your consciousness, how you want to move that through. Okay, everybody got that? So that's the one thing you want to create today. Now, the other thing I want to take a look at is how are you going to show up today? So you're sitting in a business development seminar right now where it's going to be amazing content, some of the best speakers on the planet who have done this combined. We have so many years, I can't even tell you. You know, it's like 100 years of knowledge. Just makes us all older. But how is it that you're going to create that next piece? The next thing is, how are you showing up when it comes to, are you sharing this with people you know? Did you share this on your Facebook page? Did you share this with other people? And how have you made a difference today? So if you want to type that in, that's great. I know some of the streams, you know, I'll look at my share too, because if you come in through my page, then I'll look at that, and I know my Twitch too. Great, you guys are still jumping on. Fantastic. So it is how you're going to be here today, not for us, but for yourself. And that makes a huge difference. So back to this. So when it comes to a mastermind, you want to make sure that, again, you have a flow. So you want people to come into your mastermind. And in a mastermind in your business, think of it this way. We're getting a group of people together that are going to brainstorm, make a difference in somebody else's business. And that's a huge piece. So write that down, making a difference. And let's say you get 10 people together and we build it. We can build it into any business for you. Okay. I can take any brick and mortar. I can take any virtual business and we could build a mastermind for you. You could sell it for $2,500 to $25,000. Right. And how would that change your life if your mastermind was $25,000 a year and 10 people were in it? How would it change your life if your mastermind was $2,500 a year and 10 people were in it? Right? Everybody's in a different position. And you have to look at how does it fit in your business. So what we did is, if you look at Power Team, the critical thing here is if we have a funnel of clients, right, and we send them to Rainmaker. It's our 2.5-day business boot camp. We'll talk more about that later. And then, you know, through that, we take a look at what other courses and what else is out there. The critical piece is that we have to funnel our clients somewhere. They have to go somewhere that they're not only getting education, but they're getting community and partnership. Write that down. So in our mastermind, we're creating a community. It's a community of like-minded individuals that move in a direction. Have you done that for your business? So you can join our mastermind. We're running it twice a month virtually, right? And that way you can be trained how to run the best mastermind and also being part of this worldwide collective. I know some of you are going to say Star Trek, but worldwide collective of Power Team members who are working on each business together, working together. How would you like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of businesses helping your business? Say, I do. So as you build this mastermind in your business, you want to make sure that you have a funnel. So if you don't, that's why you join ours again. Because we have what's called the gold program. So in the gold program, it was to solve a problem. Write that down, always solving a problem. We had a funnel of clients coming in, and we had the Rainmaker community, but now we wanted them to work on their businesses together in a concentrated effort to actually sit down and get it done. Because people say they're going to do it all the time, and they do, and they don't. And we do. So as gold members, right, those are people who facilitate our masterminds. We also have mastermind members who just go to the mastermind and help each other for a year work on their businesses. And I train them all. And the gold members are even able to create their own masterminds within our virtual suite, charge for it, and keep for the first 20, 100%. And what that does is that creates a business. You see how you partner with another business? That creates a partnership. So in your own business, you want to create a partner. We only did this to solve problems. So if Bill is out there, Bill Walsh, our CEO, if he's making a difference, he's always solving problems. So everything we do solves a problem. It solves our problem. It solves your problem. It gives you community, gives you a place to go, gives you like-minded individuals. Write that down. It gives you that place to come to. And it gives our students a place to go to. And that's where it's brilliant. And you want to do the same thing in your business. And I'd love to have you part of our group and part of our team. It's critical that you find that in your business. Who has a team right now or would like to build your team bigger or have thousands of businesses that want to help you right now? Type a 1. I'll type a 1. Got that? Because again, I'm going to do this on Twitch because Twitch is always fun. It just pops right up. Oh, Twitch wants me to update the app, but we don't have to do that right now. So type a 1 in there. Put a 1 in there that says you have a team and you understand the importance of the team. So now if you type the 1, you're also saying you'd like thousands of businesses to be there for you. And I get this all the time. So Michael, how do I become part of what you're doing? And we have a lot of systems to handle that and take care of that. But I want you to know that within our systems, we have a way to reach us and reach out to us. And you're going to hear it today. But I like the people who want to take action now. Take action now. It's about taking action now. And here's something else I'm going to clear out of your mindsets for now. If you're in business, you're going to sell somebody something. It's an idea, a concept, a widget, because you want more for them than they do for themselves. So everybody right now say, I love to sell. All that means is you're going to help solve somebody else's problem. I'm watching the speakers move down below. It's pretty funny. Getting ready. I like that. And so you want to solve the problem. So we want to solve your problems. And at the same time, you're a partner with us. I might ask you, this thing came up the other day. So for those of you who are on early and want to take action now, go ahead and text SBA to 26786. You'll get me directly. And when these speakers are on today, I'm going to be texting you and setting up calls with you later today or tomorrow. Everybody got that? So just go ahead and text SBA to 26786 for those early adopters who want to work with us now. I'm ready for you now. And then we're going to dive into so much content today. I want you to get ready to read. I want you to get ready to make it happen. But start inviting people into the stream. Start inviting other people that can matter and make a difference. Everybody got that? And I'll be coming back on and I'll be emceeing it through the day and making really a difference. So we're going to go through this one more time because I saw a couple people that's your funnel. That's what you're working on today. Everybody got it? That's where you come in. That's where you end up, but you don't end there. It always continues on. Draw one of these out today, and every note you take, make sure that it sits on this paper. Everybody got that? Every note you take, make sure it sits on this paper. It's a critical piece. Because you want to make sure today that everything flows, that you move into a system. Maximize everything that you do in your marketing funnel. I love it. The team is on it. Maximize everything you do. Because today is the day. I'm going to use the terms. They're throwing it out there. Today is the day to get it done. So type a 1 if you're ready. Now, I know if you're on other people's streams, we won't see it. I know that. I've tested it all out. But go ahead and type a 1 anyways. Put it into the Ethernet that you are ready to go, ready to make a difference, and ready to face those challenges in your life. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. So here we go. We're going to get ready for the day. We're going to move around a little bit. For those early adopters ready to make it happen now, remember, we have 300 live events a year. We have a virtual suite every single week. We're looking for speakers and trainers. We also know that we're here to give you content all day. So we're going to give you opportunities to work with us through the day. We're also going to give you a ton to listen to. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to go. Water bottle, whatever it is for you, little food, little drink, breaks are okay. Usually between speakers, we do a little introduction. So there's always a, 2-3 minutes, run in, do your business, come back out. I always hate to say if these are recorded because we know they are. But the other thing that happens is that people say, well, then I don't need to be on it live. Why? Because when you're at events, it's that same thing. When you're at a live event, it has a feeling to it. When you're on a call live, even a Zoom, we're using StreamYard for this. There's something that happens when you're in that live component. And that makes a big difference. And we're going to do this together. I'm about to put on the next gentleman. He knows he's going on a couple minutes early because we always stay on time, and I like on time. And he's doing his little practice because what he's doing is he's getting ready to be with you 1,000%. He's getting ready to make a difference in your life. So he's going to make sure that he shows up 1,000%. So right now, everybody, go ahead. Don't leave the computer. Boy, I once heard somebody do that on a call. I'm like, what? No. Just go ahead and stand up wherever you are for a moment. Take a quick stretch, move around, get ready to go, sit back down. The stream is starting to blow up. This is what I like to see. Share it out there. The team is actually sharing it with people you know. Don't let it just be about us. We've got things to join and ways to join us and ways to be part of us. But now it's about giving you everything like we always do, 1,000%. And just to let you know, too, that we have events coming up. And we'll be talking about that through the day. We have Inspiration 2020 coming up. We have Tampa. We have Atlanta. There are events coming up all over the place. But today we are here for you virtually. We are here for you 1,000%. We're not going anywhere. My face is getting red because I'm getting excited. Actually, the sun's going through the umbrella. But we're here for you 1,000% and to make a difference. This next gentleman I'm about to put up, I've been in this business a long time, and I worked on stages that put a lot of people on stages. And what we look for is feedback. You want to make sure your students said, this was an amazing experience. Well, it was. Because what he would do is get people not to move to the back room just because to sell something, but because he was personally going to change their life and personally called them all. And I have received emails from the last 7 years of our students and clients, thousands, saying, thank you so much. This man not only made a difference in my life, but I'm going to work with him for the rest of my life. He's been in front of 8 million people. Can you say that? I can't. So you need to, at this point, listen. When someone's been in front of 8 million people, there's something to learn. He's changed the lives on major stages around the world. He's toured with Robert Kiyosaki. He's been all through the U.S., all through the world, making a difference, but helping businesses move to the next level, changing the concepts. Right now, he's blowing up the internet, because he realized that there's a shift. And when there's a shift, you go with the shift or you die. And that you're not going to do. So without any further ado, I'd like to give a big standing ovation. And I'm going to give a big round of applause because he's bouncing and ready to go. The smile is there. That's my green light. Let's give it up for Mr. Mark Uzak. Mark, how are you?
Oh, Michael, appreciate you so much. And you talk about all the traveling we've done. We've done a lot of traveling, and you know what? It's kind of cool to be home a little bit too, making this shift and still making a difference in people's lives. Saying, what can we do differently today than we've done touring around? Even though it's different, it's still the same, and yet you've got to ask yourself, what are you doing different since March 15th? Are you doing the same thing, expecting the result that you had in the past? Do you want to get ahead further in life? Have you ever had a goal in life that you really wanted to accomplish? You knew you wanted it, and you felt like, you're going for it, and bam, you hit a wall. And you go to yourself, why is this happening? I want to be successful. And that doesn't matter in what arena that we're talking about. That could be health-wise, relationship-wise, business-wise, personally growth within yourself, seeing who you are, the change you want to make for yourself. In order to attract what you want into your life, you've got to make certain changes for yourself. And here's what's interesting. I've done over 10,000 live shows. I've been an entertainer since 1991. Been in front of, like Michael said, over 8 million people, world all over the place. And the one thing that is always the same is that human beings always want to get ahead in life in one way or another. That doesn't mean, I want to be rich, successful financially. That could mean they want to get ahead with just in their own family growth, building relationships, in their business, in their health. You always want to strive to be further ahead in life. And there's always seems to be stumbling blocks and things that we hit a wall. And you ask yourself, why do we hit a wall? Why is it that in life that we have these desires, we have these passions, we want to do it, we know we can do it, and we feel like we're stopping? Is it your education? Is it your relationships? Is it your desire? Is it what is it? Is it your goal? None of that matters. The only reason that you get stopped and also move forward is because you have certain programs in your subconscious mind. Why would somebody, and just ask yourself this, why would somebody have a desire to get a goal? They're motivated, they have the knowledge, they're inspired, they've got a team of people going, go for it, and they give up. Is that something that you look forward to? I've invested time, I've invested money, I've had all these things, and I give up. Why is that? That doesn't make any sense. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you different here. I wonder if this has ever happened to anybody. Why would somebody focus on something, say from the past, that doesn't exist anymore, that makes them feel a way that they don't want to feel or don't like the way they feel, and they still focus on it? And they go, well, I can't get this out of my head. Well, whose head is it? If it ain't your head, who'd you give your head to? You're in charge of your head. I want you to understand one thing. Nobody can control you ever unless you allow that to happen. You have to take control of your life. You've got to do that. In order for you to get ahead, you have to say, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to move forward. And you've got to have enough reasons why. So many times we have goals, and the goals are, I want to be successful financially. I know if I'm successful financially, man, my life is going to be different. And so you're all excited. But the truth is, why do you want to be successful? You just have the emotion of that, I'll feel better. Oh my God, my life will be better. I can go places, I can buy things, That's not the reason why. That's not a compelling reason from the subconscious point of view. Let me explain how your mind works. I just want you to really understand this because I've done this for so long and I understand one thing. There are certain things in life that people run patterns on consistently. Why is that some people, they are multimillionaires, they lose their money, and then they get it back? Are they lucky? Do you know how many times a millionaire has lost their money but still gets it back? That's a program. They refuse to accept it. So I want you to understand how your mind works so you can be in control of it. I know I'm in control of my mind. Okay, if you're in control of your mind, then why do you do things in life that you don't want to do? Like procrastinate or have fear or listen to somebody else and let somebody else their limitations stop you from moving forward in your dreams. I had a gentleman over here, him and his wife, the other day, and we were getting our vehicles washed. And I called him over here, and they were talking about a business that they wanted, and it was $140,000, and they could make $500,000 a year, and that's what the projections were. And they were afraid to tell people. And I said, "Why are you afraid to tell people?" And they said, "Because every time I tell somebody my dreams or goals, they squash it down." You ever have people in your life like that? If you did, I'm going to recommend one thing: divorce them. Get a divorce from that relationship so you don't listen to them. Now, I don't mean from the friendship, I mean from the advice part. You need to divorce that out of your life, not to remarry it or hang on to it. Some of you need to get several divorces in many areas of your life. And this gentleman, this husband and wife couple, young couple, they wanted to go for it so bad, and they were so afraid to tell somebody that they wanted to go for it. Here's the other thing: is the business only required 140,000, and they're like, "Well, I don't have 140,000." You don't need $140,000 to get $140,000 business. You need to have a desire that that's what you want, and the money will show up based on how you do in your work. Are you following through? Do you have a business proposal? Do you have a reason how it's going to make money? And investors like myself will say, I would invest in that business because it makes sense. It makes money. So why would we not want that opportunity? So many times you limit yourself based on what you think you have and what you don't have. And what you have and don't have is nothing more than an illusion. And they're going to piss some people off. Oh, it's not an illusion. I don't have this. Let me tell you something. You have a story that you're hanging on to. And the story is where you are. And it's also moving you forward. You have a conscious mind. Let's just really dissect this so you really get this. And when you come to the live events, I'm going to show you through a demonstration of how fast we're influenced, but how you can take control of your mind. July 16th in Tampa, August 12th in Atlanta. Looking forward to it. And you're going to see some amazing things there, and you're going to have some transformation that you can move forward. All these things that you think are stumbling blocks and walls in your life, you'll be able to walk around them or push them over. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to divorce the story that hasn't held you to where the lifestyle that you want in this time of your life? If you knew 5 years ago where you'd be today, are you further ahead or are you behind? And ask yourself in 5 years from today, by doing the same thing you're going to do, are you going to be further ahead or further behind? And today's a chance where you can make a difference in that. And the only way to make a difference is you've got to break some patterns in your brain, in your subconscious. The conscious mind analyzes everything. I want you to understand this. That's the part that has the desires, the dreams, the goals, the imagination. Remember when we imagine, we fantasize, we dream and all that stuff, right? And it feels so like empowering. In fact, your imagination is stronger than reality. And your imagination will attract what was real to you. It'll bring it into you. So your conscious mind, that's the part that you said, is this light probably bothering? I'm going to turn this off. There. Is that a little better? Oh, good. The conscious mind, that's the analytical part. That's the part that analyzes everything. Let's call that something like when you set a goal, that's the goal setter. Okay, you set a goal. This is what you want. You write it down. I'm talking about, let's go a little deeper than that. Let's be really, really clear on where you want to be and how to move forward. And this is the only way to do it. It's not working harder. It's not being more motivated. It's not, oh, I need more knowledge. I need more money. No, you don't. You need to understand that simple program on your brain that is getting the results that you want right now. Who are you listening to that's influencing you? Are you listening to your friends that are broker than you, giving you advice? Or are you listening to the news that is keeping you down? Are you listening to successful people that are advising? Yeah, that's the key to programming your subconscious mind. So your conscious mind, that's the goal setter, right? Setting all these goals. This is what I want in life. This is what's going to get me to the next level. So you set these goals in life. Now, why do we procrastinate? Why do we? What is that? If we're all motivated and we're hungry and we learned and we invested our time, our money, our energy, our effort, and we surround ourselves with the right people, why do we feel that every so often we hit a wall? What's going on when we hit that wall and we stop and we give up? What is that from? That's because the subconscious mind has certain programs. The subconscious mind takes everything literally. What you put in is what you get out. So think of it like this. You've got a computer. You're working on your computer, right? You're Googling. You're doing all these things. Imaging. I'm going to get these things. I'm going to set my goals. I'm going to get all these things in life. I got a new car. I've got a business working. I got my family working. I'm taking vacations, right? You're Googling all this stuff, right? Is there a chance when you're Googling or Yahoo or checking email or somebody says something, you go to a website, is there a chance without you even knowing it, just not even knowing it, is that a possibility that you could possibly pick up a virus without you knowing it on your computer, on your hard drive? Yeah. Think of it like this. Your subconscious mind is like the hard drive on a computer. You don't even realize some of the programs that are going in there. Some of the things that have happened from the past that are giving you these results that you have today. So is it possible that if you can take your computer that you pick up more than one virus and you don't even know it? And then you're not getting the results. And it comes a tipping point in life, folks, where you're working on your computer. It's like, oh man, it's not going as fast as I want it to go. What's going on here? Right? You recognize that. You constantly recognize you're not getting the results that you want in life. I'm procrastinating. I have fear. Going back here, right, to the conscious mind, the goal setter. I'm not meeting my goals. Why am I not meeting my goals yet? What do I need to do to get my goals, right? So your subconscious mind is giving you all these programs and bam, and setting it up. You've got the hard drive on your subconscious mind. Is it possible that you could have some programs like fear, procrastination, what do I deserve? Who am I listening to? Your subconscious mind is taking that in. Things that have happened from the past, the meaning you give it. Your brain is in survival mode. It's not there to make you successful. It's there to survive and protect you. So your subconscious mind is doing its job not giving you the results that you want based on the information you typed in consciously that you saw, things like that. So it's giving you the information. So ask yourself this: why do you procrastinate? Why do you have fear? Why do you do that? It's a program that you're running on your subconscious mind. It's just a pattern that you're running. How many have some patterns you'd like to change? Be open to that. Just be open to the idea you could have some programs, some patterns you'd like to change. Now, there are also some patterns in life where it's called a pattern of restriction. A pattern of restriction occurs when you develop a belief that what you want isn't possible for you. In other words, let's just take a real simple thing. Let's do a lose weight program. You know what? I want to lose weight. I want to get on this diet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get on this diet. I know I'm going to go for it. You get on the diet, or you know somebody that's been on a diet, and you're going and going and going, and all of a sudden, bam, you hit a wall. Well, how did I hit a wall? And you give up, right? You develop a belief that what you want isn't possible for you based on a previous experience. Here's what happens. Your subconscious mind is telling your conscious mind, hang on a second. Wait a second. Didn't you try this diet thing before and it didn't work? What makes you think this diet's going to work, right? That's a program you're running. Even though you consciously, the goal setter, the conscious mind wants to get this program. He wants to get this result. So why do I get it? The subconscious mind, the goal getter or the goal stopper is coming in there going, wait a second, you've done this before. See, it remembers and it sets the pattern. All it wants to do is make sure we're loved and accepted and that we're good enough. Well, if we fail, we've tried it before, what makes you think we're going to do it again? And then people will judge us. Oh my God, I better quit now. At least that way I haven't given up. I'll just put it off for later, right? And so what do? When you give up, right? You hit that wall, you've given up. You ever done that before? Diet, relationships, maybe, I don't know, financially? Hit a wall, procrastinated, had a little fear. Is that possible that it may have come up in your life? My guess is yes, more than once. So what do? You give up. Now here's what's interesting. When you give up on something, your body will tell your mind, what are you doing? So every thought has a physical response. So when you give up, you feel guilty, not good, like, oh my God, why did I do that? Oh my God. So what happens is, because we are designed to avoid pain and move towards pleasure. So what happens when you give up? How do you feel? You feel really good and excited and energetic and pumped up when you give up? No, you don't, do you? So what do you got to do? You got two choices, two and only two. One, numero uno, is you got to take some action. You have to continue and just bear through it and go for it still, right? Does that happen usually? No. But I don't like the way I feel, so what do you got to do? Who's in charge of your mind? You are. Who's in charge of what things mean to you? You are. See, you don't know this consciously, but subconsciously you know that. So what you do is you go, how do I get rid of this pain? Every thought is a physical response. When your mind and body are not working together, pain is there because you haven't got the lesson. Think about this now. I'm going to show you how you break through any kind of fear and stop procrastinating. So what do you got to do is take the action, or you change the story. Oh, you know what? Now's not a really good time to be on a diet, Besides, we're home, it's summer vacation. I don't need to go on a diet right now. I got to think about the vacation we're taking. I got to think about getting back to work. I got to think of it. So you change the story so you don't feel guilty. So you justify and get rid of the guilt. You get justified so you get rid of all the feelings about, I gave up. And then somebody says, did you give up? No, it's just not the right time. So what you do is you tell them a story that they'll accept for themselves. You go, yeah, it's the summer and all that. Or it's the holidays, or kids are getting out of school. Kids are going back to school. I'm a little stressed right now. I don't want to deal with it. I'm stressed out right now. So you create that story. And you know what? Your story, people will buy into your story because you've been so good at it. You've done it before, so they buy into it, right? Then what happens? The story stops working after a while. And you get that desire again. You want to go for it again. You know you deserve more. You know you should feel better about yourself. You know you want to get further ahead in life. So what do? Get a little more knowledge. You get that little conscious mind to set those goals again, right? That little goal setter. Say, yeah, I'm going for it this time. And this time you're even more determined than you were before. You're not more determined. You just think you are because you feel different. You're always the same determination. But this time, you're not stopping. You're not giving up. No way is that going to happen. In that case, I've learned more. Now I'm on a different, I got more knowledge, more information I had before. I was just lacking the information. That's what it was. Now that I've got it, I'm going for it, right? I surrounded myself with the right people. I've got more knowledge. Now I can make more money. I know the steps to take. I know this is going to work. I've done through the seminars. I'm going for it. Bam! And what happens after about 3, 4, 5 weeks or sooner? You hit that wall again, don't you? Boom! You create an illusion that what you want. You already got everything you want. You don't need anything else. You know what? My life is good enough. It ain't good enough. You're not on this webinar because your life is good enough. You're on it to have an extraordinary life. You deserve it and you know it. So if that's your goal, you're investing your time right now to listen, to watch, to take notes, to move forward, to invest in yourself. See, that's an investor mindset. You've got that, or else you wouldn't be on here. The consumer mindset, just they just want to exist. You want to move forward. So what happens is you feel like you hit a wall. And then when you hit that wall, you start doing what? Got to take the action, or you better make the excuse. You know, my life is good enough, make plenty of money. I'm good right now. Besides, why would I take a risk? I need to spend more time with my family. So what do? You stop and you justify the story again. That is a pattern of restriction, just so you know. All right. We all have patterns in our life that we run consistently. Your conscious mind is a goal setter. It's the desires you have. The subconscious mind is the one that created the patterns. Your patterns came from your previous experiences in life and the meaning you give it. So how do you get a new empowering experience where you follow through and you eliminate fear and stop procrastinating? There's got to be a solution. There has to be something out there. I know there's got to be. I wouldn't be here. I know I've got the desire. I really want to. I've seen other people do it. They've done it before. How come I can't get there? What you got to do is, couple of things. One, you got to interrupt that pattern. The moment you have a thought, the moment you have a feeling, the moment you surround yourself with somebody, the moment you start thinking, visualize what you want in your life, bring it into your life, what you're focused on, you're going to attract in your life, good or bad. Oh, I don't want this. That's what you're going to get. If you do want that, why do you want it? What are the reasons why? See, the reasons are the strongest thing. Not because I just want to. I want to get rid of stress. What are the real reasons why? You want more time with your family. Truthfully, what do you want more financial success for? What are the deepest things you want it for? And you got to get to the heart where the subconscious mind, it says, that's why, that's going for it. Imagine this. What if I was to give you $100,000 to increase your income by 10% over 90 days? Would you do it? My guess is absolutely. And you probably answered that right away. Do you know why you answered it right away? You didn't think about it. Now, have you tried to increase your income before? Absolutely. Have you given up after a certain time? Absolutely. You know why you wouldn't give up now? Because you have reasons. You have enough desire. There's there. You saw the goal. You can actually see the goal happening for you before it happens. That's what you got to create as if it already was for you. You didn't think about what you had to do. See, when you think about all the things, oh, I've got to do this and this and this. Oh my God, it's too much. I give up. Boom. Let's go have a chocolate bar. Let's give up and sit TV, watch TV. You know, we'll do that tomorrow. And in the moment you do that, you give your subconscious mind permission to find reasons and excuses on why you're not going to move forward. You just gave it permission. The moment you have a thought, you get up, you do something, you surround yourself, you commit to it, you write it down, even if it's at 3 in the morning, because you know why? Your brain doesn't stop working. And some of the greatest ideas come at that time. So jump out of bed. The moment you jump out of bed, realize what you want. Why do you want it? What are you going to do today differently? If you allow your subconscious mind, you give it a break to influence your conscious mind, the goal setter, your goal getter will crumble on you. When you wake up, here's some of the things that's going to get you to the next level. Okay, number one is you interrupt that pattern. The moment you have a thought or desire, anything like that, the moment you jump out of bed, you write it down. Have paper and pen by your side. Then you're going to say, oh, this is so simple. I knew all this stuff. If you knew it, then why are you stuck? If you truly want help and you're ready to move to the next level, let's get it going. Let's take the simple things in life that have held you back, not the big things like you have the knowledge, you have the information, you know you can do it, and you can surround yourself with the right people. The moment you do that, you will attract the necessary doors that are opening up for you already. You know what I told the people washing my car? Bring me a business proposal. I can get that funded many times. If those numbers is exactly what you're telling me right now, they're exactly what you're telling me, I can guarantee I can get people lined up to fund these deals. You don't fund them yourself. We don't fund our own deals ourselves a lot of times. We bring business partners in. We make sure we surround ourselves with other people that want to do these deals. And you get a piece of that. It's not hard to do these deals. It's just the illusion that I don't have it, I can't do it. You have the availability for it. So the first thing you do is, do people, when you ever walked into a room and you can feel the energy with somebody like, man, that person, man, look at that. I want to stay away from that person. And then you walk in and you see somebody walking like, I don't know who that is, but there's somebody and you know they've made it. You just recognize that. You didn't say anything. All they did was present themselves. How are you presenting? How are you representing yourself when you walk in? Are you walking in with confidence? Are you walking in with energy? Because we feed off of that. That's why we love doing live events. We feed off your energy. We get to help you get to the next level. We get to see by your just reading your body language where you're stuck. Get you through those things. Number one is, you want to break that pattern? You want to attract wealth in your life? If you got 100 grand right now to increase your income by 10% over 90 days, would you do it? And you don't think about what you had to do because you know you'll figure it out. And you'll figure it out because you don't have reasons why. Even though you tried it before, you've done everything possible, it just hasn't happened. No, that's the story you told yourself. Divorce the story. First thing, put yourself in a peak state. When you wake up in the morning, when you wake up, you got to get down there and you got to be energetic. You got to say, how do I feel today? Who am I going to attract into my life? How many people can I serve? What am I grateful for? What do I appreciate in life? Now, what's going on? We can't do anything. We're tied down. No, you're not tied down. Now the world is opened up to you. Now you get to get your message out there for all the people out there because there's time for them to listen to you, time for you to watch. Now you have time to work on your business plan. Now you have time to surround yourself with mentors like Bill and Michael and everybody. You have time, and this is the greatest thing. See, the one thing that everyone said is, if I had more time, you got more time now. Now what are you going to do? See, we took that excuse away from you, didn't it? Now what are you going to do? You got to step up. And you step up by putting yourself in that peak state, And when you're in that state, guess what? What is your focus? As soon as you're focused on, oh my God, what is going to happen by me doing these things? I'm going to attract this into my life. And you start feeling that. Are you focused on something negative or positive? If you wake up and you turn on the news, shame on you. That news is there for one reason, to influence you to feel a certain way, to get them to do what they want you to do, not what you're capable of doing. Turn the gosh darn news off. Quit getting influenced by that. It's going into your brain. Do you realize that hypnosis is nothing more than influence and persuasion? You're allowing your brain to be influenced by the television programming into your brain. What are you programming into your brain right now? I don't think it's My Three Sons and Mork and Mindy and all those TV programs, Golden Girls. No. What do you got now? All these reality shows, all these negative news. All it is a bashing fest. Turn the channel off in your head. Get focused. Put yourself in that state. Focus on what you want. Why do you want it? Who are you going to influence by getting to your goals? How many people are being hurt because you don't achieve your goals? Ask yourself that. See, that's the real question. When you think it's only about you, it's not about you. See, this world is not about me. Oh my God, it's only affecting me. No, it's not. You're influencing many people out of your life. If hypnosis is nothing more than influence and persuasion, you're the greatest influence. Everybody that looks up to you will do things in life. They will drop their values and morals and standards to meet your expectation so they can connect with you, so they can have love from you. What if you raised yours and let them raise theirs? What kind of leader are you? Are you leading to a greater place based on how you wake up, what you're grateful for, what programs you're listening to in your life? Here's the other thing, is what's the meaning you're giving yourself? I mean, are you waking up again? Well, I don't know what the risk is if I take the risk. What if you don't take the risk, where are you going to be in 30 years from now? In 5 years from now, if you don't take a little risk, where are you going to be? In the same place, if not behind. So if you're not willing to risk yourself, Why would we, as investors, risk our time and energy to give you this information to help you move forward in life to get the results that you've always had your goals for? Goal setter and goal getter, man. You got to get your goals by setting your subconscious. The meaning you're getting things. Meaning is the most powerful thing. What is this last couple months being in quarantine or home or the opportunity meant for you? And that's what you got to ask yourself. Did it mean you get to spend more time with your family to grow a business, spend more time out there because the public is now available to listen to you, right? You're not spending all the time in traffic right now. So if you have that opportunity and that time on your hands, got time on your hands. If you could put time in a bottle, think about it. What's the meaning you're giving yourself? You know, what are you going to achieve by moving forward in life right now? Who are you going to influence? And here's the other thing. Most important, you want to get to the top the quickest way. I don't even know how much time I got left. I hope it's a while. I feel like I've been talking for like 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Is your relationships. Uh-oh, here comes Michael. No, Michael,
No. All right, Mark, you got about 5 minutes, Mark.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Good. I want to make sure I tie it all together, okay? Is the most powerful thing you have is the relationships and your people you're surrounding yourself with. Do you know all of my mentors are way more successful than me? Do you know why that is? Because it makes me become a stronger, better person. It influences me. I got to tell you a real quick story of how I met. I met Michael a while ago, but why I became he's my mentor and vice versa. We all mentor and Bill and all that. I remember I live in Las Vegas. I'll show you the power of relationships. And he said, "Hey, we're doing a project. I'm going to be in San Diego." I go, "Okay, I'll meet you up there. What time?" And he's like, "I'll meet you for 15 minutes." A 15-minute conversation, right? So I got in my car and I drove to San Diego from Las Vegas. And we did our meeting. It actually lasted an hour. And we really connected. We really bonded. And I met Michael several years before, and I've worked with him several years before. I never had the opportunity to connect. When you're open for growth, people they've always been in your life. You just never knew it. He's always been there. I just didn't open the door. I'm thinking, frack, what's wrong with me? And so my whole goal was create relationships, more powerful relationships than ever had before. That was my goal for the year. And this was several years ago. I went down there, I met him, we talked about an hour. We struck a deal. And he said, "Well, what are you going to do now?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go home." He goes, "Oh, where do you live?" I said, "Las Vegas." He goes, "Oh, what were you doing here?" I says, "Well, we had a meeting." He says, "Yeah, but I know we had the meeting, but what were you doing down here other than the meeting?" I says, "Michael, there was nothing else." And he looks and he gives me that. If you know Michael, you're like, "What do you mean nothing else?" I said, "We had a meeting. I drove down here for the meeting." He said, "Mark, we could have done it over Zoom." I says, "That's right." And how committed would you thought I was to respecting your time over Zoom versus driving down here 5 hours and driving home 5 hours for a 15-minute meeting? It was important to me to meet with you to show you that when you ask me to do something, I will do it. And from that moment on, we became very strong mentors for each other. And we do a lot of things as much as we could possibly do together. The relationship, and he never forgot that story. And because of that relationship, he's opened more doors for me than you could ever imagine. How do you think I went over to Singapore, Paris, Romania, Poland, England? Was because Michael made a phone call. How are you relating to them? He made a phone call and says, "This is the guy, put him on." And that's how it was done. And I can promise you one thing. Doing it over Zoom, we would have accomplished information-wise the same thing. We would never have connected like we did. And that's how I built up my whole hypnosis entire business, entertainment business. I got in my motorhome from Phoenix and I drove to Six Flags, sat down, put a video, and they hired me. I was their hypnotist for many years. Now I give them the hypnotist. Drove to different places, and they all said, "Why are you doing this? Because why would you hire me if I don't care enough about you? Why should you care about me?" And that's how you really want to create the strong relationships. Show up. And I don't mean just show up like phone it in. I'm talking about if you can show up, you show up. And you will watch what people do. They'll bend over backwards to give you 10 times what you give to them. And because of that, to this day, Michael and I, we do anything for each other. And Michael's introduced me to many, many relationships. One strong relationship was Bill Walsh. And you talk about being grateful. These are some of the things I wake up being grateful for. So get yourself in a peak state when you wake up. Realize that what is your focus? Is it going to be focused on things that you really want in life? What is the meaning you're going to give it? Create yourself and surround yourself with powerful relationships, because those relationships have always been there. You just didn't know it. You didn't have the door open. They've always been there for you. Now's the time to open the door. Bada bing.
Hey,
July
Mark,
16th, Tampa. August 12th, Atlanta.
Say it again, Mark.
July 16th, Tampa. August 12th, Atlanta. I'm going. I'll be there. If I have to ride my bicycle, I rode my bicycle down to Tampa with you.
Yeah, we didn't say about singing. Hey, Mark, if they want to work with you now, how could they reach out to you?
Easiest way to reach out to me is to just simply go to my website, which is successcombination.com.
Okay, and I know we have a link for you too, so we'll make sure we put that up so people can work with you, because it's incredible that you're going to be with us and we're going to have this amazing event. And let me tell you, everybody, again, if this man's been in front of 8 million people and he's done all of this, you want to make sure that you work with him. You want to make sure that you get in front of him. You want to take that power of what you just learned as a team and drive that forward. That makes a big difference every single day. Mark, you're amazing. You've taught and mentored a lot of people that I know. You've had students just get over their challenges and get their businesses flying. You've helped people make a lot of money, and you are just amazing. You and Yolanda are just eating it up on Facebook and your shows, right? What is it? Conversations? Is that what it is?
Conversation with Mark and Yolanda, and we do the craziest things. I got up at 5 a.m. 2 days ago. We were pouring patios and gates and things like that, and I'm doing Facebook Lives, and people are like, Mark Music is up at 5 a.m. I go, do you see that? That's a callus. That's not from a microphone. That's from you actually working. Yeah. And I love doing this stuff, But yeah, we have a cooking show every Sunday. Yolanda does, and I do. And it's just a goofy, crazy. I'm like the worst cook, and she's like she's doing it straight, and I'm doing it crazy.
Well, I'm waiting for that. You're going to have a show. I'm telling you right now. I want to see Bill on there. Got it?
Let's do it.
You're gonna have a cooking show one time. I'm going to see Bill. You're going to have Bill on there. It's going to be the most amazing show we've ever seen in the history of the planet. I'm waiting.
We'll do it. I'll go to his house. When he gets to Vegas, I'll buzz over.
Oh, there you go. Oh, fantastic. I love it. All right, Mark, you're amazing. We look forward to seeing you in Tampa and all around the world. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you. Much love, buddy.
Bye, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Those are the kind of people that we attract to ourselves, and that's what we bring to you is really the best on the planet. You're going to see him live. We have a whole suite you can watch. Being part of the Success Club 2020, you have a place to be able to watch these over and over and really drive that message of how do I take where I am and take it to the next level. And part of that is by what's going on is we are virtual. Look at the Zoom market cap. I mean, this is old info, and it was 48 billion. I think this was a couple weeks ago. They had a higher market cap than the 7 major airlines combined. So the world is rocking on the internet, and people still want to come live, though. They want to be there. They want to be in that essence. It's huge. So we do both for you. And with that, we want to make sure, though, that you build your business so that it sustains, not just survives. It sustains and grows within whatever times are going on. The crows behind me are going crazy because they're building their business. So with that, the next gentleman I'm about to bring up has done that. He's taken businesses, whether it's brick and mortar, whether it's a personal trainer, whatever that is, wherever your business, a coach, network marketing, doesn't matter, and created funnels and systems that drive it to the next level, that help it create sales online so it doesn't stop no matter what's going on and it moves forward. He is co-founder and co-creator of Power Team. Ravens are going crazy behind me. He is co-founder of Power Team. He started this when he was young. He's been all around the world on stages. I respect this. He's a young gentleman to me. He's brilliant at what he does, and he never stops moving forward. Without any further ado, let's give a huge, thunderous round of applause to Mr. Austin Walsh.
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Long time no talk.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been at least 2 days, huh?
I know, really.
Crazy. How's
right.
everything going? Good?
Oh, really good. It's been a great day with the stream. Mark just fired him up really on that mindset.
It's always good to see Mark.
Isn't it amazing? And just have a great time with them.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's totally awesome.
Awesome. All right, Austin, it's all your show.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Well, guys, welcome to the stream. I know it's been quite a few weeks of these streams, which is awesome, and Power Team is consistently bringing you guys great content live at home. It seems like pretty shortly we'll actually be getting out of the computer world and maybe out into the real world to come back to do some live events, which would be very, very, very exciting. Obviously, health is first, but we're definitely excited to get back on the road and hang out with you guys all over the country, and it's exciting times for that. So every single week we kind of go over a different topic of online marketing and things that to discuss per se. And every single week I challenge you guys to ask questions and fire away whatever you want to fire. So while we're going through this, just do me a favor. If you have a question, if you're stuck on something, feel free to ask it, right? Like, if you don't ask it, I don't know that you need help with it. And at the end of the day, we do these things to really help you guys, right? Like, we're not doing this to help ourselves. We're doing it to help you, to make sure that you guys are getting the results while you're making massive changes to your business and have a variety of new things to work on. We're completely here to help you. So in that regard, if you have a question or something that you want to talk about, fire away. We see all the comments on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube. They pop right up on the stream. I can see them. So if you got comments, fire away and shoot them off. So we've gone over a lot of different topics over the last few weeks and things and discussed a ton of different stuff. Last week we talked about Facebook ads, and we've talked about different systems and productivity tools to use, different places to hire people, tons and tons of different social media sites and things of that nature to use. Today, it's obviously these talks are a little bit shorter than the talks that I do on Tuesday, which are much longer talks. And if you haven't been to that, it's every Tuesday at I think 5 Central. We do a longer in the marketing talk. Tune into that. But today, I just want to really kind of go over with what does building a good squeeze page look like? Because I think there's so many different tools and systems and trainings that you see out there. And at the end of the day, your goal with a squeeze page is really simple. It's to capture leads. It's to get data, right? Like, every business needs leads to survive. And the goal of any single squeeze page really is just to bring in leads, the more leads that you can do. And I think the challenge is that, a lot of us have these different types of squeeze pages and funnels and processes in place. And, we're converting at like 10, 15, 20%, and that's not exactly a great conversion number, right? And so let's talk about first, what should your conversion numbers be? And so your goal, right? Your goal when you're starting this process out is that you want to have around a 40 to 60% conversion. Okay. If it's anything less than that, you're not doing this right. That's step one. So you have to know the numbers. You have to know the goal that you're trying to obtain, 40 to 60%. Now, the next thing is that you need to figure out what is the goal for the client or the potential customer. What's the goal for the client? See, a lot of times we as entrepreneurs are constantly thinking about the entrepreneur. And so when you create a squeeze page, you're thinking, I'm just going to create something that, is some kind of free gift, something of that nature. Now, it's great and all, but you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're giving away for free actually has some kind of like goal associated with the client. Meaning, like, what is the result the client receives from getting the free gift that you're giving them? If it's just information, then you're doing this wrong. You want to make sure there's something attached to it that actually gets them something quality, something of use. And so I don't care if the result is you help them lose 5 pounds, you help them, help them make more money, you help them have a happier life, you help them be more productive in their day-to-day operations, you help them hire someone. Whatever it is, you want to figure out what is the result. What's the result of the squeeze page? What's the result the client gets? Okay. So you want to make sure that when you're creating a squeeze page, you're obviously giving something away for free. Hold on one second. you're giving something away for free, but free needs to be associated with the result. You have to have free be associated with the result. Can't just be information. Info can't just be info. Cancel that out. Okay. So you want to create something that's result oriented. All right. Whatever that is, I'll leave up to you. We've talked about that a lot, but you want to create something that's result oriented. Then the squeeze page copy. Squeeze page copy, meaning when they come to the squeeze page, what do they read? So what are they reading when they come to the page? Has to focus on two main things, right? Number one is them being the client. And then two is you want to focus on, of course, what we just talked about, them being the client, and secondly, the result. So it shouldn't have a ton of content on it. It should only be a few lines. It should only be a few sentences. But you want to make sure that you talk about whoever that person is and the client. So whoever your archetype customer is, whoever the person that you're driving to these pages are. So for an example, you could say something along the lines of, are you someone that would like to lose 5 pounds in the next 30 days? If so, these free tips will be amazing for you. Are you someone that wants to make an extra $100 a week? If so, here's 7 great ways to do it. Are you looking for, a better productive day? Okay, let me show you exactly how to have a better productive day by following this guide that we've created for you. Whatever it is, it doesn't have to be very long. It just has to be simple. Now, what most pages look like, they have a video on them, then some copy, and then a place where people can opt in. Video, some copy, a place where they can opt in. So this copy is where you'd be talking about whatever it is that you're talking about. Now, the challenge is, number one, is that when you have a video on there, the video usually is very long, and or at least over 45 seconds, 30 seconds. And if that's the case, then the challenge is that most people, especially now, are not spending a lot of time on websites. They go hop around and back and forth and click X and go to the next one. And so you have to capture their attention immediately. So you have a lower conversion. You have a lower conversion with a page like this. Secondly, it's really important. In this opt-in, you should only be asking for one thing because it's only one thing that's actually important when you're first starting. The only thing that is important when you're starting is that you want to totally make sure that you're only asking for the email address. Because if you ask for more stuff, you lower the conversion. You want the highest conversion possible so that you get more leads. The more leads, the better. Okay, so what an example page should look like, I'll draw it next, that's why it works. A few lines of copy. Underneath it, we're asking for the email. This copy is about 2 things. The first thing it's always about, who do they care about? Themselves. The second thing it's always about, the results. We want to talk about them and the results. Not very complicated, not very simple. You want to make a squeeze page that's very simple, but it's effective, and make sure that people are actually taking action on it. And this should take less than 10 seconds. Should take them less for 10 seconds for them to go through. If it takes more than 10 seconds to go through, you're going to lose a lot of people. You're going to lose a lot of conversion, and that's exactly what you don't want. You want to stay away from that. And then The next challenge, so this is a perfect example of what a good squeeze page should look like. Very simple, right, cut to the point, asking for an email address. You have an awesome offer for a free gift that they're going to receive, keeping it not hard for you to do, not hard for them to do. You want to make it simple everywhere, right? Which is good. Then the next part of this is that now, obviously, now that you know what it has to look like, you have to go and build it. There's so many different ways to build squeeze pages. Let me just give you some quick runs down. I'm not going to write these out. I'm just going to tell you. So if you got a pen out, now's the time to use it. One, you want to learn how to make a squeeze page? Go to this place called youtube.com. I'm going to go there right now. And I'm just going to type in how to make a squeeze page. Okay, there are literally hundreds of videos on how to make a squeeze page. Tons. If you go to ones that have good reviews and have tons of views, you go look at the comments, then that's probably a good page. If it has like 5 views, it's probably not a good page. That's one. 2, you can use a software like ClickFunnels, Lead Pages. I know Kartra has stuff built. You can use some kind of software system. Okay, that's great. 3, you can use something like Mobex Pro, which you release with Power Team, that allows you to create mobile squeeze pages in minutes. Okay, for I think it's like $1,500, and you can create tons and tons and tons of different kinds of squeeze pages, literally in minutes. All right, and then have access to gathering phone numbers and emails and all that stuff. 4, you can hire someone to do this. There's developers and people. We've talked about using onlinejobs.ph, and we've talked about using Daniel Meyer's service, and there's tons of different ways that you can go and create these things. 5, you can reach directly out to us, the Power Team, and we can help you build a squeeze page out in probably a week. It's very simple. You can text internet to 26786, and there's a questionnaire you got to fill out. All you got to do is type in, I would like the squeeze page built out for me. I need a squeeze page. I have no squeeze page. We can help you with that really, really quickly. You just got to make sure that you know your content. Makes it very, very simple to do. At the end of the day, and I've been kind of stressing this since this started, but at the end of the day, you have to just understand that you have to have the stuff built online. You have to have a squeeze page, or else all the stuff that you're doing is a complete waste of time when it comes to the internet. If you're not capturing leads online, it's kind of like, a huge waste of everyone's time. And I've made myself completely available. We just set up a whole new system for people to schedule calls with me. You can text internet to 26786. You get a free consultation. You have to answer the questionnaire. If you don't answer the questionnaire, there's no consult. It's that simple. You don't answer the questionnaire, nothing happens. You got to go through the process. It's just we set these things up in place for both of us to make sure that I know who I'm talking to and what we're going to talk about and what we're going to discuss. So I'm not wasting anyone's time. I think it's really important to not waste a lot of time. But it's literally just to not have this stuff be done for you, or not to do the stuff. It's just an excuse. Like, it's such a vital part of your business. And I don't need to talk about how important the internet is for your business. If you don't know it yet, then you're probably never going to know it. It doesn't matter how many people are going to tell you, but it's massively important when it comes to the growth of your business. You have to generate leads, and the best place to generate leads now is online. Even like, you can't go network one-to-one anymore. It's not really a thing at the moment. So in saying this, if you guys have questions whatsoever, you can ask these questions now. I'll take some questions. I know I got a few minutes left. So if you have questions, fire away your questions, and I will kind of go through them. If you don't have questions, then you guys must have all this shit figured out, which is great. I would love it. That's even better if you have it figured out. That's a very positive thing. Let me just check Facebook and see if there's any questions on Facebook. Power Team Global has how much? I mean, someone should expect to pay whatever they can afford. Like, it depends on how much you have, I guess. Like, if you have $100 in your account, I guess you should spend 20. But if you have more than that, then it really just depends on what your personal budget is. I never try and tell people what they should or shouldn't pay. Like, it depends on what your end goal is. I can't find the vid on Facebook, but that's okay. Oh yeah, here it is. Cool. I never try and tell people what they should or. Oh, that's me talking. That's funny. Hey, Jen's here. Cool. I mean, good cost per lead. It really depends on what you're trying to, what business you're in. It depends what you're trying to sell too. If you're trying to sell something that's super high end, your lead cost should be more expensive. If you're just trying to capture an email, a good cost is like $1 an email. You know, maybe $1.50 an email. Could be less. Could be a little bit more. And I mean, $1.50. Not a ton of money. And it depends what you're driving them to. You guys all have to factor this into what your end goal is and what your end sales is, right? If your end sales thing is something much more expensive, it depends. How much time should you spend with leads after they opt in for your, as much time as you need to sell them effectively, right? Like, and I think it's always important to have layers between people, like meaning create layers between yourself and the customer so that they feel even more respected with the time that you spend with them and vice versa. Make sure that you have, if you can afford to have people in place to help them and guide them. And, you know, I'm someone that if a client texts me, I try and text back immediately. You know, I think it's the most important thing in the world to take really great care of your clients and make sure that they have a good experience with you, and make sure at the end of the day that they're getting the results. If they're not getting the results, it's no good. So guys, if you need help with any of this stuff whatsoever, you can text internet in to 26786. You'll get a little form that pops up after you opt in. You'll get a link to a form. It's like 6 or 7 questions. Answer those questions out, and then you'll get an email to a link to, I think it's called Calendly. Let me just make sure I'm correct on this. Yeah, you'll get a link to a Calendly, and then you can schedule a call with me for about 30 minutes. And there's different blocks of time. You just go here, and then you just press this little 30-minute meeting thing. And then you click that, and you can see the days that are available and the times. I'm doing every single Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then there's like 6 hours or something, or 5 hours blocked off on each day. And obviously, if you see that there's something booked during a certain time, and that's the only time you can do, then you can schedule it for the week after. If you see that, you know, there's like 3 in a row, maybe you should take the day after, because you never know if I'll be running late or not. I try and keep these right to around 20 to 30 minutes, but you just never know. We're here to completely help you and make sure that you guys are taken really great care of. And obviously, like, the world's gone a little crazy, and we understand that, and we at Power Team are definitely here trying to help you in any way, shape possible that we can, because it's just really about adapting. You know, like, I was talking to a lady today who does she does like bulk orders for t-shirts and like different kinds of clothings and all that, and she's like, well, business has absolutely just stopped. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, all the protests all over the country could totally use your services. They would love to order bulk t-shirts and give them out to their people at their protests, and which is great, you know, as long as everyone's being safe, it's cool. But I think it's about adapting and making sure that you're doing the correct thing for your business and during these very, very, very peculiar and interesting times.
God, love it. Isn't it a great time? Did you see the question, or did you hit that one already?
I think I hit it, yeah.
Okay. You know, the other thing too, Austin, that, you know, I hear it all the time is, I think there's still, you know, everybody, you should definitely schedule with Austin, because there's a lot of fear around the internet still today. What if I push the wrong button? What if I make a mistake? What if, you know, all the what ifs that start happening. Can you talk a little bit about that? I was talking earlier about working with the team and making sure that you always have a team. Have you done this alone your whole life?
No, never. No, not never. I mean, at a part, yeah, but.
And how important it is, again, as you're building your internet dynasty, or even with your own business, to have the team around you. I
mean, I think it's really important to have a team around you. Like, it makes it. I mean, teams obviously win. I'll make sure you have to have the right people around you. Doesn't matter what situation it is, right? And I don't care if you're an athlete, you're a business owner, you're someone that's doing lawn maintenance. It's still a team game, right? And so it's very hard to go anywhere by yourself. And when you have the right people around you, it makes it so much easier.
And I think, too, the other thing that I watch all the time is working with them, you'll be their mentor, which is great because you give them that 20 minutes that, you've been doing this, maybe 25 minutes, but there's also things that they should not do themselves, and you'll be able to direct them to do that, and that will save them millions.
Yeah, it saves people tons of money and time and headaches. And headaches is probably the most important.
It is. Well, Austin, thank you so much for being on. Thank you so much for everything with Power Team. Thank you, because it's here, I'm here, it's awesome. So
yeah.
You're great. I know you give 1,000% to the clients. That's all we ever hear is how much you give, and it's just thank you so much. You just go off. Are you going out to dinner? I couldn't help myself, Austin.
Not tonight.
Okay, fine. All right. Well, you have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon, Austin. Thank you again. You're welcome. You're just
text internet 26786. Schedule it right away.
You got it. That's what I'm going to be talking about right now. So you want to work with Austin. I'm telling you right now. So you want to text internet to 26786 right now, not tomorrow, not the next day. And the great thing about that is that there is a calendar link. So there's a tendency to text something and you get the link and you do nothing. Well, if you do nothing, you are exactly where you were. So now you can make, and maybe you're happy where you are. That's fine. We're not going to push and prod you. But if you realized in your life there's something more I can do, something I can learn, something that I could take my business to the next level, I need to have a funnel, a structure, a strategy, then right now you want to text the word internet, INTERNET to 26786. You're going to have somebody working with you who understands the ins and outs, will be very direct with you. Austin there's no problem that way. He's going to say, here's where you're at. Here's what you can do. Here's what you should do. Here's what you could do, right? And then make it happen with a strategy and structure, and that's what you're looking for. So text the word internet to 26786, and it will be a great day. So, it's funny too, because I'm out here right in the home office. I've got actually my grandson sitting across from me. He's playing Minecraft right on his computer. So, and then he's playing Scrap Mechanic. And you see, like we should have deals with these companies because we talk about it anyways. But this is the life. You can choose the life that you want, and you can build what you want. And working with Austin will give you that ability for working wherever you are. Your phone becomes, again, this is the money machine. The computer's the money machine, and let it work that way as you're solving problems for people out there. As part of that, and the great thing about that is you also want to play. Because as we play, what's called, write this down, we heighten your state. And as you heighten your state, not only do you learn more, but you're able to experience more and bring more into your world. That will make a difference. So right now, I'm going to we're not taking a break, but right now I want everybody to grab their phones, your computer, whatever it is, and I want you to go on to Facebook, or if you're watching this already on our Facebook stream, and start the watch parties. So I just started another watch party. If you're on Twitch, host a party. And with Twitch, it's on the app. It's on the top. It's the up arrow. Click on that. Go below. It says host a party, and you can do that. And you can share all the learnings that you get from everything that you're learning on here. I mean, why do it just yourself? Don't be alone. Don't let it come out. Don't let it be the only thing that you're learning, right? This is really about a team, a family, and creating something bigger and better. So I've shared it around to Facebook, my Twitch. I actually posted it on LinkedIn because I want business people to see this. I think that's really important. I tweeted it, but you know how that goes. And so put it out to your social medias. Drive it so you're not the only one doing this. Now, when it comes to, we talked about a game for a second. There's a game that was created that we use actually in our business. So we have people at our big events play the games, and they create a relationship that's built businesses. And I think, hey, Jesse, how you doing? I think that's really important to create businesses together. And I think it's important also that businesses learn to work together, and they also find out things about themselves. And that's why we use what's called gamification. So this next game that was created, I'm going to bring two gentlemen on when I do this, was created from the standpoint of family, fun, and now it's business applications. And the business applications are just amazing with what they've created for everybody out there. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on two gentlemen right now. One is our CEO, mentor of mine, creator of Power Team and everything that's going on out there, and Mr. Peter Pritchett, who is brains behind the most fun, amazing game you've ever played called House Guests from Hell. Here we go.
It's called Lake Las Vegas, about 30 miles.
There we go. I'll drop Bill off for a second till he's ready. Just wave your head when you're ready. Hey, Peter, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
Awesome. You know, it's
Super
a great day. let me just see. You ready? I'll just make sure. There we go. You know, it's great to have you on again because playing a game is the best thing you can do. And the things that you get from being able to, people say, well, what is a game? Well, why do we use gamification? Why do corporations pay tens of thousands of dollars to bring somebody in to play games? Because that's how people learn together. Does that make sense? And okay. And people will be able to work together. Can you talk a little bit about the House Guests from Hell, the foundation, how it started, and what you've learned?
It's a family-made game. It was my mother and sister that came up with the idea, and then me and my other sister joined in on the project later on, and we each contributed our own kind of perspective of how we wanted to play and how we wanted an experience to get together at the table. And then we just worked on it and tried to make something fun, and that was a little different. So.
And when we have the events, you know, we do at the events, and you've seen it. Can you tell me a little bit about when you watch businesses and people have never known each other who play the game? What happens in the beginning, during the game, and then at the end with their business relationship?
Well, it's always a surprise because of the cards and the scenarios and the characters. It kind of catches people off guard, and they just start laughing and having fun. And it allows people to let their guard down and be themselves, but you know, around other people, which doesn't happen a lot of time. We, you know, leave a shield up, but it's over an activity where you feel that comfort and you're sharing in an experience and in the cards, and everyone's interacting with each other. So it's teamwork, but it's individually empowering at the same time, which is a very, very unique combination to have that individuality, but yet be working with somebody on your kind of against each other, but for a common goal of solving the dilemmas.
You know, and that's great because you're doing it together to solve the dilemmas. You know, when you solve problems together, you create a different relationship. I mean, that's why people create businesses and have sort of that like-minded individual. Can you give us a couple of examples from the game, or if you have the game right there, show us some of the cards and walk us through some of the strategies.
Okay, so first you have a house guest. Everyone gets a house guest. So right here we have Rocker Dan, and you have to entertain him and take him to his spots. And like, say another example would be Grandpa Frank. And so if you're playing as one of these people, you're trying to solve these person's problems, the problems that they're bringing you. And so you have to tailor your pitch based on who your guest is. And then you have to address the problems that you pull on your turn. So this particular problem is your guest believes that you're an expert at home repair, but always breaks things instead. So that's a dilemma, and then you draw the solutions on the same turn as you draw the dilemmas, and you're trying to satisfy the group that you're with and the problems that you have. So, you know, I have a stop something card. I think that would work really good for the person that's breaking things, and so I could pitch that. And so then other people argue about and vote whether that works or not. So somebody say, okay, I vote yes because you're stopping something, and somebody else may say, well, your stuff is broken. How are you going to address fixing the stuff you have? So because of the nature of how you interact, it lends it to debate and discussion, and in a friendly way, because I think we're afraid of, you know, hurting each other's feelings and being aggressive, where this is a playful way to argue and talk about things and discuss and work through problems. And so that's pretty cool about this game.
You know, it's great what it allows them to do. And we've seen that. We've seen the businesses literally come together, and people who, you know, they sit across from the table like, I don't know you. And within a short period of time, they're playing a game together. They're experiencing together. They're solving problems together. And they're building that a whole different relationship, which, you know, just makes it even stronger with what they do. You know, when you're running those rooms, can you tell me a little bit about what you see with the businesses, types of businesses, and even families who sit down and play? What goes on?
It's humbling because I've helped make this game, and I thought that I had it all figured out. And then you meet people or see people that come up with really inventive and creative like solutions and scenarios, and it's something that you wouldn't have thought of. So it helps you see the way other people think and look for solutions and patterns that you wouldn't yourself. So you can learn, and it reveals a lot about people. You get to see inside people's mind and kind of get a sense of their humor as well, because people can be really funny and really humorous and really good at explaining their scenarios. So it helps you overlook those exterior things and see kind of what's a person's makeup.
When you created the game, what was the expectation of the final product? What changes would it make in people? Was it just to create a game so people could have fun? What were the thoughts around that?
I think it's simply started for just us, our family. We wanted a game that we all had fun enjoying together, and that wasn't too complicated, but there was a lot of depth to it. And that's what we just wanted to do first, is we did it, to our liking, and then we went out and test played it and see where other people didn't like it and fix those little things. And then it just goes step by step, I guess. There's a lot of small steps, and we just focused on having a quality product and enjoying doing the work to make it better, and it's been tough along the way, but we enjoy what we do, and that's why we put so much effort and passion into making a great product that can give value to other people's lives.
And it is about giving value. That's great, because you're solving, right? We're talking about problem solving, and you're solving problems. And people realize, I think nowadays, when they play games or with gamification, that what that will do is that allows them to be able to take their business to the next level, but solve the problems that they're having. And I think that's really an important piece, because I see that when they play the game, when they start in the beginning, they're even not sure where it's going to end up. And they start to get that right away of what we're going to create or what's being created as you play the game. How long does the game typically take to play? How many people can play it? And is there any kind of businesses, one way or the other, that should play this game?
It's usually an hour to an hour and 45 of a normal group, around 4 or 5 people. You can play like an extremely fast version. I've done it before with like 2 or 3 people, and you're only going to 2 destinations, being like 45 minutes. And if you get like 6 people and they're taking a long time and enjoying the turns, it can be just under 2 hours. And then with teams, you can play up to 12 people, 2 people per pawn. So, it depends on the group, and it depends on how many people are playing.
And typically, when you have people play at these events, do you moderate the game, or people pretty much get it right away and start moving forward? How quickly is it to not only to play to get the rules, but to adapt?
It's usually a little clunky in the first 2 turns, where people, or the first turn definitely, the second turn, but once it's like beginning that 3rd round, there's kind of a flow, and people have felt each other out and kind of know what is a good pitch or what is a bad pitch, and people tend to get it. Some people get it like right away, but usually within 2.5 turns, it's like it has a good flow, and people ride that out through the rest of the game.
And when you bring it out to your business and you really bring it to people who are creating a business, did you expect that? Did you expect businesses to be playing your game, or were you thinking more families would play it, or you had no idea where this was going to go, but you knew it could be much bigger?
We had no idea that part. We just wanted it to be fun and interactive, and Bill really helped us with this, and Power Team and you guys, and kind of helped us discover this, and we started to see it that it really is a tool to work on your people skills. It's just like anything that you have to work on it in business and a lot of things like that. It's hard to take the theory and like what you're trying to apply and then make it part of your routine and your habit. And so just like playing a sport where you're training a movement to perfect it, this allows you to work on those skills in real time: negotiation and listening and leadership, and trying to work a group and convince other people, and how you sell your argument. and sell your product. It's real-time practice, turn after turn after turn, and you learn right away. You know, I have this great idea I'm practicing. Well, someone can say, no, that doesn't work because of A, B, and C. So then the next turn you have to reformulate a plan to fix that. And so over the turns, you're kind of sharpening your skill set and, you know, human skills, and having a lot of fun while you're doing it.
Right. You know, now's the time to order the game, right? And I saw something here that says about the new membership site about jokes. Tell us about it.
Oh, it's it's a site that you can text to. It's I've been working on different names. It's joke of the day 365 .com. 360, I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. So 360.com, and you just, to start off, you get a joke a week for free, and then if you sign up, then for a monthly subscription, you get a joke every day. And so we're just started that last week, so we're still kind of figuring it out. But
I'm going to actually put it up here so they can. All right, so it's free jokes. Text joke to 26786. Okay, I think there's too many numbers there, but there we go. Here we go. We got the team. There we go. Text joke to 26786. You know, it's amazing because what that will do is that brings right humor into their day. And to order the game, go to houseguestsfromhell.com. I don't ever want to say COVID special, but you know, you created a game that you have at half price because you want to make sure that people had something to laugh about and fun now, and to work with their teams and their family. Now you've created this so they can really have the humor in their life, and they could really laugh about things and have a great time. So Peter, you're amazing. Your family's amazing. I think I've had all of you on here, right? So at one time or another. You're an amazing family to have created this, to bring this out to all of us. So right now, everybody, text joke to 26786. Text joke to 26786. Put some laughter in your life. Put some fun in your life. Peter, any last words before I let you go?
Yeah, try the jokes out. It's a good way to start up conversations with people, and it's a good way to break them out of their funk or patterns. And it's not me. It's silly jokes, you know, like what do you call somebody with a rubber toe? And then like Roberto. Or what's a vegetable that's great at kung fu? You know, broccoli. So broccoli. So you can tell them to little kids. You can tell them to everybody. So.
All right. So I'm going to tell my grandkids. Have we got that? All right. Fantastic. You're amazing. All right, Peter, you and your family are just dear to hearts. Thank you so much. House Guests from Hell. You guys are awesome. So what you want to do, everybody, is you want to text. Yeah, Peter, he's rocking the stage. Text joke to 26786. They're on stages with us. They've taken it around the world, and they've lent the game for us to be able to play in our big inspirations, so businesses can come together and network with each other. We honor you for that. We honor their family for that, and it's just amazing what they create. So, all right, you ready for a fire hose? Everybody ready to go? Everybody really ready to rock and roll? We've had quite the day, Peter. You're amazing. We've had Mr. Mark Uzak on, and it was mindset, moving it forward. He'll be on stages with us. He's been around the world in front of 8 million people. We had Austin talking about the funnels and creating that, and really being able to give whatever you need at that point to build out that online entity. We've talked about the game, House Guests from Hell, that really what you do is you're able to play with your businesses and network with each other and create more. Now we're about to hear from our CEO. It is really about structure, success, strategy, and moving it forward. He built Power Team after 10 years of turnarounds because he wanted to solve the problems and come up with solutions and be the solution for the entrepreneur. It is amazing how businesses have gravitated towards us. This man has been around the world. He's spoken on stages all over the world in front of tens of thousands of people on stages and bigger. He's taken a 300 live events into a whole virtual network, really shifted very quickly. He's a mentor of mine. He is brilliant at what he does. Our CEO and extraordinaire, Mr. Bill Walsh.
What's up, brother?
It's a great day. It's been a great day.
Yeah, man. You guys have been hitting it hard all day. I like it. So I know we're always promoting the House Guest team, and of course Peter and Shelly and the whole gang. They always do a great job. I don't know if you got that thing on the bottom there, Michael, locked in from somewhere. You got a little stream on the bottom there. I'm not sure if you added that link. You got something. There you go. That's it. Perfect. So today it's just going to be fun, everybody. I've got about 20 minutes. I've got a special guest coming on. My good friend James Dentley made millions of dollars in the arena of home-based business and helping people. And then I've got a very special guest on that runs a Safe Haven Foundation, serves more than 5,000 families a year. Someone you definitely want to hear from and learn from. Flat out brilliant, Nelly Vasquez. But I want to share with you today just a couple of really cool tips on how to get your message out there quickly. How do you market today? How do you get new people today to hear your message? And this is something that, we hear about this, but we're not sure what to do. So what most people do during this time is they freeze. They don't spend money on marketing. They stop trying to expand their reach because they're afraid to spend any money. So let's just say that you have a very limited budget, but you've got a good message. You want to bring it out to the marketplace. Here's what I recommend you do. Now, you'll have to have a couple of tools. So let me give you the tools you need. First of all, you'll need an iPhone or some sort of cell phone. So to start your marketing plan, right? Start your marketing now. Write this down, right? You will need a cell phone. If you got a cell phone, just push number 1 and let me know that you're tuned in. And if you got a cell phone that has a smartphone of some sort, just push number 1. So then I know you've got what it takes to start your marketing strategy and get your plan going. The second thing you'll have to do is you'll have to learn how to record a 1-minute video. And a 1-minute video is really designed to give at least 3 tips. So just write down 1-minute video, 3 tips with a call to action. So if you can do a 1-minute video, and I'll give you an example of a 1-minute video. So for everyone that's here today, I'm going to give you 3 great tips on building an even greater business. Number 1, you got to become a great leader. We have found that leaders over the years, if you become a great leader, you attract the right people, you have a clear vision, you win consistently. The second piece, of course, you got to have great systems. So you got to have great systems that are designed just like McDonald's. Why does McDonald's win? Because franchises win while many independent business owners fail. Why? Because of the system. So begin to think of the system that goes from the plan to the team to the marketing to the strategy. These are all parts of the system that you need to win. And I'll tell you this, without systems, you're guessing. If you're guessing, you're done. And of course, the last thing is you've got to really understand the power of accountability. You've got to keep score every day. When you keep score every day, you're going to have more fun. You're going to make more money. Now, if you'd like more information on this, you can go to the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to get all these tips and some more free videos, just text the word success. That's right. Text the word success to 26786. And I'll put this down, right? So text the word success to 26786. Now, what I just did there for you is I showed you how to create a simple 1-minute video that gives out a couple of tips. And then if they want more information, they can opt in for it. So you've got to be willing to create a little 1-minute video, maybe once or twice a week, with a simple call to action inside the video. All you need for this is your phone, and you want to get a little app called InShot. So just write down InShot. InShot costs you about $9 a year to be able to take your video, upload to InShot, edit the video, put all the information for your different social networks inside the app. Once you've done this, push one button and the video goes out to all your apps. Now, here's the other secret. If you want to make the videos look better, you can use an app called Perfect Video. That's also free. If you want to rebroadcast your videos, right? I like this idea of putting up your own YouTube channel. So go to youtube.com, set up your own channel. Begin to put these 1-minute snippets into your YouTube channel. By the way, that's also free. It costs you nothing. Now, once you've got these few basic things done, right, this is where it becomes even more fun, is that if you know people that like your message, like your story, post the video through your phone, and when it says add friends, it pre-populates all of your friends you communicate with the most. Once again, this is also another free service. So all you do is begin to check all those names to be able to share that video right from your phone for free. Now, if for some reason your friends decide not to share your video, then maybe they shouldn't be your friends anymore. Maybe it's time for some new friends. You know, and it's tough love, but at the end of the day, all of these networks that you're on, they're for business. Make no mistake about it. You can put your personal post on your personal page, but when it comes to your business, if your so-called friends or associates don't want to share your message or don't tag me in your post, no problem. I'll never tag you again. Ding, delete. The faster you get rid of the negative people in your life, the faster the right people will show up in your life. So now once you've got the call to action, now you've got their information because they've opted in. You don't need to sell on these webinars or these live broadcasts. Just give out good content. And if they like the free content, they're going to love the paid content. But it's your job from that, a simple idea, get your phone out, create your 1-minute video, upload to InShot, edit the video, push it out to your networks. Now, if you really want to get crazy about this, you can actually go to a website called Help a Reporter Out. And you can list yourself as a subject matter expert. That'll get you some more exposure. Then go to a service called e-releases, right? e-releases.com to get some news releases done, some press releases done. If you don't know how to write those, go to a service called Scripted. Scripted.com will write those for you. Now, that'll cost you about $59 and a couple $100 for the press release. If you'll do this once a month, just write down, how do you say that? MPR. Do not forget MPR, right? Monthly press releases. The minute you become part of MPR and you begin to get your message out there, you can then take all these 1-minute videos and you can make a product from 1-minute videos. The product can be something that could just be your tips, right? It could be your 55 tips. So after, let's say you're doing 3 or 4 tips a week, after 12 weeks, you got a nice little pile of great tips. You begin to put those out as one product or one video or one application where they can log into your tips, right? Or you can have the tips written out and that becomes part of your blog post. You can make them audios, make them part of your Anchor post. You can get a free app called Anchor and set up your podcast, costs you nothing, and then put those out on Anchor. But what you're doing is you're utilizing all these free resources to get your message out to the mass market. Because the faster you can do that, the better the opt-ins, the higher the quality of the opt-ins. And the thing is, you don't got to spend a lot of money doing this, but you've got to be, and please write this down, you have to be something called persistently, and this is what most people don't do, right? And if I spell it wrong, so be it. I spell a lot of things wrong. You've got to be persistently consistent. And this is a big secret between those that have some money and those that have all the money. You want to start making some ridiculous money, be consistently persistent in the space that you're in, be great at it, get to the top 10, own your niche. Everyone else will say, how do they do that? Well, you didn't see all the hours they put in behind the scenes, right? You always hear about the success stories, but you never hear about the 10,000 failures Edison went through. You don't hear about the fights that he went through, all the politics he went through, all the challenges he went through. You only hear that, oh, he invented the light bulb. Well, he invented a whole lot more than that, right? People don't realize, you heard of a company called General Electric? That company was actually called General Edison. Edison was the partner in General Electric. Didn't do so good later on because he had to give up some of the naming rights to get some money. But more importantly, right, is that his vision was bigger than the adversity. Your vision's got to be bigger than the adversity, but so does your execution process. You've got to be willing to put the work into it today while others bitch, moan, and complain. You've got to be laser focused on getting your message out there at least 3 times a week with simple 1-minute videos. See, once you do the 1-minute videos, you then can use this really cool service called Instagram. See, Instagram allows you 1-minute videos. And then you begin to give away free stuff, and you can even run simple ads. I recommend you run some ads in India. Pick out your perfect customer, go over to India, start running some ads to build your Instagram and build your Facebook profile. Because the secret is 10,000 followers, right? But you don't want fake followers. You want 10,000, what I call real followers. I don't care where they're at on the planet. They can be anywhere as long as they're real people that opted in. Because the minute you do this, you're going to unleash something called IGTV, which is super important, right? That you're going to have longer time on your videos on Instagram. But it also gives you access to an app. So if you want IGTV as a big one, but you also want access to something called Facebook, and it's called Creator. See, most people never, ever get to use Facebook Creator because they don't understand how to get to their what's called checkbook verified. You want to be little check mark verified. That means you're categorized as a public figure, and the fastest way to do that, become an author. Get a book cover done, print it, put it on your Facebook business page as an author, get 10,000 followers, and now all of a sudden you're well on your way to getting some more exposure to your core product or offer. Meanwhile, you've probably spent, I don't know, less than $500 to $1,000 over the next couple months to do all this stuff. And see, what you've learned about already today is that Mark talked about the mindset to win. Michael talked about some of the skill sets required. Austin talked about the internet funnels required. What I'm talking about today is what's called the execution process. It's the part that most entrepreneurs that I know of, they fail in this part. Because what they do is they move to a point and they live in a world called Busyville. And Busyville will kill a lot of entrepreneurs. You know, we run this on 5 different streams today. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're on, I don't know, a couple of different Facebook channels. We're on YouTube, right? We're on StreamYard. We're on Bill's page. We're on LinkedIn, right? And the key part of this is that it never happens overnight. Success always shows up. Your greatest success stories many times show up when you least expect it. But you're the one that has to take action today. You can't wait for somebody else. You can't just dream the dream and hope they come over, right? The movie The Secret was awesome, but it really just laid the groundwork for the proper mindset to win and be present for the miracles in your life that are certainly destined for you. But you still have to be the one that gets off the couch, picks up the phone, calls the customers, utilizes new technologies to change the game. You know, there's a service called Udemy that you can take all of your little videos you create, little content videos, put them all into a digital product box, and they'll sell them for you. But the thing is, we'll keep waiting to do this stuff because someone else with nowhere near your talent will take the time, get it done, and even though they have 10% of your talent, they'll be making 10 times your money. But I want you to think about today that if really you're serious about building something, get back to the basics. Work on the basics. What most of us don't understand is that the minute you can learn to master the mundane, then the greatest results will come for you too. Because what a lot of us are not willing to do is we're not willing to pay the price in advance. And I'm telling you today that don't be afraid to put the work into it. Don't be afraid to use some of these free tools. Don't be afraid to set up your podcast. Don't be afraid to use news feeds on your sites. Don't be afraid to do press releases. These are all signs of a champion because they're willing to do the things today that others won't do in order to have things tomorrow that others won't have. And you've heard this a million times, right? Well, the reason you've heard it so often because it's true. But our next speaker, I'll tell you this guy owns the space that he's in. Him and I have been brothers, and we are brothers. He has a better tan, but we are brothers. You can take that to the bank. I would do anything for him, and I have the same feeling he'd do anything for me, right? We've watched our kids grow up, right? And I really do tell you this because I think it's important who you spend your time with. And I want to finish on that because I want you to understand that partnerships, right, are one of the fastest ways to build your business. And if you'll just take the time starting today to make a list of just 25 people you'd love to partner with, you'd love to team up with, you'd love to figure out some ways to win together. If you'll just take the time to do that, you'd be surprised how fast your business can grow. See, what most of us don't realize, we have all the resources necessary. If you pull up your phone, you already have all the connections, yet we still want to look somewhere else for the answer. The answers on the outside show up because the right person shows up on the inside. And that's the secret to success. But if you can find the right partners, you can move 100 times faster. I call it the Oprah effect. What happens if Oprah says she likes your new book? Oh, that's right. You're instantly a New York Times bestseller. But meanwhile, you never sent her your book. You never went to the show. You never went to any of her charity events. You just think that Oprah's going to come over to your house and find you. Once again, you're in fantasy land, right? You got to wake up every day with the attitude that, you know, your story's too big to play small. Your gifts are too big to give them away for free. And the minute you step into that mindset, more of the right people show up. But I want to tell you something, that our next speaker is someone I've had the honor, and I do call it the honor and the privilege to know, for almost 27 years, more than 25 years. And he has literally cracked the code. If I could tell someone that cracked the code when it comes to making ridiculous money in the area of home-based business, this guy has absolutely cracked the code, but he didn't do it by accident. He did it through failure. We both had failures together. We both had losses. We both learned so much from each other. He says, oh, I give all my credit to Billy Hunt and all that stuff. Well, it works both ways. I've learned so much from him as well, right? I've watched how he engaged people and how he created incredible relationships. I've watched him build a global business that we've done together, right? He's done 90% of the work, and now he's making ridiculous amounts of money because he's built a global team. But when I looked at teaming up with him 5 years ago on this latest project, I just said, tell me how the stuff works and what credit card we need to get started, because I believe in him, right? When you pick business partners, do not just look at the idea, look at the leaders you team up with. The leaders you team up with are far more important than how great the idea is, because if you have a great idea with bad leaders, you're going to fail. You have an okay or a good idea with great leaders, they will figure it out to make it great. And that's what this individual's done, right? And his wife is one of the most amazing women you're ever going to meet. Super powerful in her own space. And his kids, I love them like they're my kids. They know they can call me anytime for anything. And that truly is the magic of a great partnership. You figure out ways to make each of the partners better. You figure out the 3 W's, right? Where you win, your partner wins, and all the customers win. And that's where the magic, that's where the fabulous, the most fabulous side of success tends to show up. It's when you're not willing to put the work into it. It's when you just want to lay back and hope that everybody else will do everything for you. It's not going to happen. You've got to figure out ways today to step so far outside your comfort zone to be able to step into your greatest success story, but do it now. And so what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to introduce to some, present to many, one of my dearest friends, to share with you an incredible opportunity to work with a global groundbreaking company that's now 14 years old that is changing lives all over the world. And I want to bring him on and tell you that story, his story first, how the business works and operates, and certainly how you can team up with all of us today. So I'd like to bring to the stream right now, let me see if I can do this correctly. I probably can. Mr. James Dentley.
Hello, Bill. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you?
I am outstanding, man. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I'm sitting here with Mike Keller. Mike Keller's here in the house, and we're doing a little brainstorming. He came out to the war room. Let me have him pop in the screen for a second. Look at this here. Look at this guy.
Oh, my goodness. How you doing?
Money, Mike Keller's in the house.
Vegas,
There
baby.
you go.
He's now a future trader. I told him, I said, you better stick with the business that we know makes us a lot of money. Let's just keep sharing the goodness of the tea.
There you go. Amen to that.
But James, I'm going to turn this over to you. You got about an hour, so take as much time as you want.
Okay.
You got people on 5 different streams watching this today, so I'm honored to have you here. And if you want to actually bring on there should be a button on the bottom of the screen. Do you see a button that says share screen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you share the screen, it'll come up on the screen and make you small, and I can help you with that. So if you decide you want to use PowerPoint anytime, just let me know, and we'll make that, or Michael can make that happen. Obviously, you know, Mr. Michael Silver is here too. Let me bring Michael on for a second. There we go. Michael's been running the stream all day. He's amazing what he does, but you look really sunburned there, Michael. I don't know what you're doing, but you better get out of the sun, man.
It's my red umbrella. Hey, James, how you doing?
I'm good, Michael. How you doing, buddy?
Really good.
It looks like you're in like infrared zone or something. I don't know.
I'm working. I'm just burning up for this business.
There you go. Amen, brother. Amen.
Right, I'll let you go, and I'll let you go on your way and have some fun with the group and share some of your magic. All right.
See that? Somebody just give me a high sign. I can't see you at all. All I can see is my screen. So,
that's because I got off the stream. But when I get off the stream, then I can't hear you very well. So I'm going to just
you can see my screen.
I'll leave this box open, and then then it sounds good.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Well, first of all, I want to say hello to each and every one of you all who are viewing this. And let me just start by saying the amount of respect and love I have, not only for Bill and his family, but for the Power Team family as well. because I had a chance to watch it in its infancy stage when it was just an idea. And even before that, when Mr. Bill Walsh and I had a radio show over 2 decades ago called Success Express, before he even started Power Team. So he's always had this zeal to help small businesses. He's always been a passion of his. You know, he has a tremendous amount of success, a great track record, but he's a lifelong learner as well. I watched him invest hundreds of thousands of dollars, now collectively millions of dollars, in personal and business development, you know, going to mastermind. So he's really a student of the things that he teaches. And also, he's also one of those people who leads by the example, you know, as he invests in himself and in his business and in his partnerships. You know, that's what it's really all about, taking that leap of faith. But when you understand that you can tell your own future if you're willing to write it, then it's not so much a risk as well. A lot of people say that you can't be successful unless you're willing to take a risk. Well, the risk is really trusting yourself. It really comes down to that. Again, my name is James Dentley. I am a speaker, an author, a business coach. I'm a business strategist. We own several different companies. But I've been in the home-based business space now for over a quarter of a century. Yeah, I'm pretty old. And, you know, I was one of those people that was really skeptical. You know, back in 94, I won't talk about what happened in 1978 because I was a kid. It went well, but really wasn't documented because I didn't even know what I didn't know. I didn't know who I was at that age. But in 1994, when I got involved in this industry, I was one of those people that was really skeptical. You know, you talked about network marketing and the pyramid and things like that. It really wasn't for me. You know, my background initially was in restaurant management. I ran restaurants throughout Chicago, throughout the entire state of Texas. I ran steak and ale restaurants through Houston, Dallas, Midland, Odessa, and Abilene as well, where I learned a tremendous amount of, I learned so much about people, and I learned so much about myself, and really how to communicate with people, to help people to thrive, to help people to grow in their space. I've helped about 18 people from entry level in the restaurant industry go into management and run their own restaurants. And then I did the same in Atlanta, Georgia. And I tell you, after running these multi-million-dollar steak and lobster restaurants with about almost 200 employees, big operation, I realized that I can go into business for myself. I mean, I was really great at it. I was great with P&L. I was great with service. I understood sort of like the back of my hand. And when I came back home to Chicago and went into business, I learned very quickly there was a big difference between running a restaurant and managing it and owning it. You see, as a manager, someone can break some glasses and I just order more. As an owner, someone breaks some glasses and you purchase more. Two totally different things. And nobody really taught me how to own a business. And that's why I would say the relationship that you will have with Power Team International and the things you're going to be able to learn and the access you're going to have to an incredible network of people is going to be very instrumental in really helping you grow. Because I hadn't read the book, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Well, Michael Gerber is personal friends of Mr. Bill Walsh for over decades now. You know, so it's really going to come down to who you surround yourself with. Many of you may have been involved in the industry before, and maybe it worked out, maybe it didn't. Maybe you've heard some things and you don't think that is for you. But I'll tell you, I was that person in 1994. As a matter of fact, when a gentleman came to tell me about the industry, I blew him off about 4 times. You know, I kept making excuse after excuse after excuse of why I was too busy to really engage in it. I didn't want to be in that space. But when I looked at my life, you know, I owned several businesses, but they also owned me. I had no quality of life whatsoever. I had some big wins and I had some losses and some learning experiences where I had to grow a little bit. And every time I grew, it cost me a tuition, you know. And I'll tell you that I learned that success begins where failure ends, that the green grass grows where the dry desert ends, to keep moving. Even when you're going through hell, just don't park the car. So in being in this industry, I've learned so much because after this gentleman tried to convince me to go to a meeting and I rejected him, the way he got me in this industry that would change my life forever was he told me, let's go to TGI Fridays and watch the baseball game. So I would rather invest some time after work to see a baseball game and relax and have a beer than to look at something that, unbeknownst to me, would change my life forever. So he kidnaps me. He takes me to this meeting. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Don't know a lot of people there, but I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm sitting in a room upset because that wasn't my intention. See, my intentions would be in front of the TV screen. And they introduced a gentleman that was 20 years old. I was in like 33 at the time. And I said to myself, what is this kid going to teach me? You know, I've been in business. I've owned businesses. I've run these restaurants. I'm really good at it. I know how to play big. What is he? He didn't have any experience. And I prejudged him. And that was a bad move. This gentleman would do this presentation, and he said some things that I could never deny. You know, he said that first, he said a couple of people would take it really seriously, the words he had to say. And within 2 years, money as an issue would be out of their life forever. And I said to myself, I'll never forget, how can you say something like that? You know, this is a complete scam. How can you have the audacity to say those words? But I also was very curious because nobody else had ever said it. Because when I was working a job or had my nightclubs or restaurants or real estate or import, export, and all the different things I've done, if somebody could have told me, would have said, look, I'll show you how to do this. And after 2 years, you have money as an issue out of your life and you have all your time back. I would have worked hard for 2 years because I'd already done that. See, I already was good at working hard. It was instinctive. I had the work ethic already. I just didn't have the right vehicle and I didn't know it. He also said that you can do it part-time. Now that really got me because how in the world can you make a tremendous amount of money part-time? How is that possible? But I also realized that we had billionaires in our country, even back in 1994. We have a ton of them today, thousands. And we even have tens of thousands of people who make, $10 million to $100 million every single year. And everybody had 24 hours in a single day. So I said, okay, well, that makes sense because perhaps they knew something that I didn't know. And then the third thing he said was that they had training and they would teach us how to do it. So I got involved May 26th of 1994 with another company that I would, and I'll tell you, I did it part-time. And by January 13th, I was able to triple my income and I never had to worry about making money ever again. Now, in that journey, I learned a lot about people, a lot about myself. I understood the industry like the back of my hand. We helped that particular company grow from $7 million a year to over $800 million a year. And we opened up 12 countries. I was one of the top 3 trainers in the company. I became one of the top presenters in the company. And they taught me the psychology of communication, the psychology of leadership, how to grow and to become a leader, and how to become coachable, teachable, and trainable, how to get it done. And I'll tell you that at that particular time, I had a little pain in my life. And the pain was that I had recently been divorced and had just got a new job. And then I had to pay child support and I had so many things there, but I really couldn't see my daughter. I was in Atlanta and she was in Chicago and I really wanted to be her dad. So that was my why that really drove me because I knew that if I could figure this thing out, I can get my life back. Well, January 13th, 1995 was the beginning of that journey for me. And I was able to get mentored by one of the founders of that great company. And he would change my life forever. He said to me, he said, James, you've been very successful, but have you ever been a multi-millionaire? And I said, well, no, I have not been a multi-millionaire. He looked at me and he said, well, you know what you know. Now it's time to know what I know. Do you want to be smart or do you want to be rich? And I remember my ego going out my shoes because just like my shadow just slid out from my feet and just walked away. And there was a calmness that came over me. And I said to myself, I'm going to do whatever he asked me to do. And we're going to see if it works, because I knew that if it didn't, I could always go back to what I did know, because I wasn't in bad shape. I just wasn't in great shape. So the journey began, and, we did a lot of phenomenal things in that company. Fast forward to today, I probably trained over 1 million people in front of a lot of stages of 20 to 25,000 people several times a year and doing presentations just about every single day. We've helped about 84 people who actually have built a multi-million-dollar business and net millionaires because of the training. And it wasn't my training. It was their training. I just mastered it. I just copied it. I just took what I knew that worked and I made it a foundation of my life. So life was going on pretty good. And I started a speaking, training, and coaching business as well, and began to train speakers and do life coaching before business coaching came along. And then I went to the doctor to get a routine physical, and they diagnosed me with sarcoidosis of the lungs. My lungs were excessively scarred. Now, I always thought that if your lungs were scarred, that you were a smoker or a secondhand smoke, but that wasn't the case in my life. I never smoked anything in my life. So the doctors told me that if I had cancer, I'd have been dead. They were that bad. And I don't know about you, but have you ever been in a situation where you go to the doctor, they give you a diagnosis, and then you get the symptoms later? And after that, I'm like, I'm wheezing. So they put me on a drug called prednisone, which is a steroid, a very nasty drug. And I didn't want to take it, but they told me I would take it for 4 months. And I said I could handle 4 months. 4 months turned into 8 years. And those 8 years, I gained a tremendous amount of weight. One of the side effects of prednisone was weight gain. So I went from 215 pounds to 375 pounds. I have been a martial artist for 14 years, and now I can't fit any of my clothes. And then I had sleep apnea, and then I had to have a CPAP machine with an oxygen tank when I slept at night. And then I would get gout. And I was afraid at one point I'd have high blood pressure. I was at risk of having a stroke, heart attack, carrying that type of weight, and I just couldn't get off of it. And every time I stopped taking the medication, I would get sick and then have challenges breathing. So that's pretty much my story. But in the meantime, I get a phone call back in, when was it? Right after Thanksgiving, 2013. A gentleman that called me up, I had a lot of respect for him in business. I watched him get started in the industry, and he asked me to follow him before, and I told him no, he was too fresh. And I watched this guy go make $3 million in 3 years, his first time out. But he had a big why too, and he had a work ethic, but he was a professional and his communication skills. I mean, I just really liked who he was. So he told me about this company called Total Life Changes. We're going to talk about this today. Now, Total Life Changes, when he told me about it, I said, well, I'm busy with my company. I mean, some of you all can relate to being busy already. Bill talked about Busyville, but sometimes we have our own dreams. We have goals. We have things that we want to do and accomplish. We don't really we don't want to look at anything else. We want to be laser focused on what we want to do. Well, the thing I learned about network marketing is that you really could do it part-time. I've been able to earn millions and millions of dollars working 10, 15 hours a week and being able to do it from my home, which gave me the leverage to not only build an incredible network, so that if I did something else, I already had the built-in customer base, but it also allowed me to get to build my skills as a communicator, to be able to help and develop other people and to create value for their lives, to create some brilliant partnerships. But here I am, I'm being faced with looking at another opportunity. And at that time, I was a master distributor for a company. I had even owned a company for 3 years as a CEO after I left my first company 10.5 years later. So bottom line was I had a lot of experience, but I was moved on to another chapter. And when he called me up, I said, well, I'm not sure if I want to get involved in another company, but maybe I'll be a customer. But I tell you what, send me some of your product. And he sends me a pack of tea. It's a detox tea. I opened it up and I made the tea as instructed. I drank the tea, 2 8-ounce glasses per day. And in 5 days, I dropped 9 pounds. And I said, wait a minute. I said, I thought you told me this wasn't a weight loss tea. He said, no, it's a detox. And he made me understand that when I detox my body, it helped my body to respond and do what it really wanted to do. And my body apparently wanted to get rid of this weight, right? So I lost 9 pounds in 5 days. I said, wait a minute. If you can solve a problem and fill a need in business, then you have a very lucrative business. Now, I'm already focused on something else that I'm doing. I already have another company. I'm super busy. But I understood the power of residual income because that's the only way I knew I could get my time back. And sure, there was always real estate, but then I would have to deal with tenants and fees and fines and maintenance and all the things, deep depreciation, all the things that would come along with that. The people I knew who had a tremendous amount of real estate also were in Busyville. They just had no life. So I try to look at the quality of life. What did I really want? How did I want to live? And I said, well, maybe we can help other people with this product. I got still building my company. So I get the product and I order a ton of it. Now, the company had not yet launched in the United States. They had been around since 1999, but not in the USA. The company was really out there focusing on Korea, South America, parts of Europe. And even though they were based in Michigan, they didn't have a presence here. So we were going to be that presence. I said, okay, I like ground floor, but I like the fact they've already been around for a lot of years. So they've got some experience. So everything isn't brand new. And we began that journey. So I got a ton of the product and I began to share it. Now we were going to open up in the USA in 2 weeks. So I shared it with a lot of people. I called 70 people. 20 of them didn't want to hear anything about it. Okay. But they left 50 and 50 said, well, I'll meet you at Panera Bread. We had a scheduled Saturday. I was going to stay there from 12 to 5 and just come by between 12 to 5 and let's talk. I didn't have a presentation. They didn't have a presentation. They had no materials in English at all. All I had was my story and I had the product. So I told people who came in, I told them a little bit about what had happened. And I said, look, I want you to just try the product. I didn't try to sell it. I said, look, try the product and tell me what your results are. You know, Bill always says that people buy results. So I want you to share with me your results in a week. Now, I invited 50 people, but 40 showed up. Now, the 10 people that did not show up were my closest friends and family members. That's okay. I get that. I gave them some product, and in 1 week, 10 people never made it and never returned my calls, but 30 did. From the 30, 8 became customers, and 22 people joined the business. I made a $1,500 investment, and in 2 weeks, I made $4,500, but I had 2/3 of my product left. And I can count. And I said, wait a minute, this makes sense. Why don't I just do it again? I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I understand it just makes sense. So I began to repeat the process and teach other people to do it. And now, being in the business for over 6.5 years now, I would tell you that I lost 120 pounds at my peak. Sleep apnea has been gone for over 5 years. I've been off prednisone for over 5 years now. No gout, none of those things that exist. 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and it was pretty serious. You know, my biopsies, they scored Gleason 0 to Gleason 10, and 10 of my biopsies were Gleason 9s, and 2 were 8. So it's pretty serious. They gave me some options between chemotherapy and surgery, and I opted not to do either one of those. So they said, well, we can try some radiation. Well, I said, I don't really like the radiation. How long do you want me to do it? He said, we want you to be on it for about 50 weeks. And I said, well, I'll do 25. And I began to ramp up on some of our other natural products and some other natural products. I began to research what could help me fight this. I wanted to find out who else had been through it and how they came through it. And now I'll tell you, it's been over 2.5 years and I've been cancer-free without not only a trace of it, but I'll tell you that my levels are now -0.1. And my PSA at one point was 62. And to go through that without the side effects, I'll tell you what I do have is a story to tell, some experiences and a life that I walked through. And to been able to help other people and be able to share with them. So I can't just feel bad when a person tells me they have cancer. I can tell them I understand. So I look at these things as gifts. But this company has really impacted my life. And oh, by the way, by the close of this year, we would have made about $8 million at the same time and done it all part-time. Now, I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you that I take it very seriously, but I'm also honored and also humbled to get a chance to share what I'm going to share with you today, because it has impacted my lives and the lives of so many people. And today, we're shipping this product to over 150 countries. So I guess the question would be, I know you're here on this podcast, on the streaming presentation, because you were part of the Power Team family, been invited by Power Team. Maybe you didn't even know I was going to be here. But, you know, some people look at it and say, well, look, if I can lose 5 pounds in 5 days, that's pretty cool. From something that's not a weight loss tea. I'll explain that in just a moment. But we're grateful that you're here. I'm grateful you get a chance to hear my story. And, you know, and hopefully I'll get a chance to help you tell yours as well. Okay. Now, what is Total Life Changes? Total Life Changes provides products in the community that you'll feel. The thing I really love about this company is that it's driven by the core values. The core values are something I can really get around, because the bottom line is that I always just wanted to be in business with good people. And we're always hungry for more. Passion is our fuel. Having fun, we get more work done. We love each other, period. Period. Grateful is our mindset. Our standard is giving more than what's expected. And we don't do just what is easy. We do what is right. And it kind of reminded me of different companies and the foundation of what I built them, and even with Power Team as well. And I said, okay, this sounds familiar. I love it. And if we can operate with those core values, then we can really go out in the world and help people and just not recruit people. To get people involved in something that if they want to plug into a proven system, that we can really help people. And if everyone doesn't get financially independence, then maybe they can get financial relief. And we'll get that to just a moment. So I want to just keep moving through this for a moment and talk about the company. Total Life Changes is debt-free for over 17 years now. It's a 2-time top 100 company in direct selling news, a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau, named one of the best places to work, and honestly, really addicted to changing lives. A really incredible, incredible company. And in my 26 years, I know a lot of the different owners in different companies. But everything here really starts with a great cup of tea. Now, we have 38 products. They're absolutely incredible. But this tea was the flagship product since 2008. Again, we ship this product to 150 countries right now. We have business partnerships in over 28 countries. So just imagine you being at home anywhere in the United States, and there's people anywhere from Africa and people that are in France and people in the UK or Dominican Republic, Jamaica, people in Canada, people in Russia, and they're building a business that you can override. And you're also making money that can fund some of your initiatives. Maybe you have a company right now and some more capital will help you. Maybe you have an idea. What about more marketing capital? What about more capital to, you have to start a business, you have to stay in business, you have to scale and grow that business. And a lot of people don't realize the true threat financially comes in when a person's business explodes, when it hits critical mass, when it starts to grow upward, and they're not prepared. So maybe some additional income can help them do that. Maybe you're like us. We have a nonprofit, Already Always Amazing, serving children, veterans, and seniors. And all nonprofits want to raise more money, but we never had to go out and get grants. We just fund it right through Total Life Changes. Or maybe you have somebody you really care deeply about, and they have some special needs. You can help them. Or maybe you want to upgrade your business, get some more employees, you want to get some more time, or maybe get a dream house or your dream car, or get the car fixed you got, maybe. Maybe you want to pay off some of the student loans or some of the debt that we incur and the different things that we choose to endeavor in life. But I tell you that I believe that you can find a home here. So if you ever want to be in the right place at the right time, I really believe, I know you're here today. Now, this tea has been voted the #1 direct selling product in 2015 and stays consistently in the top 5. We've sold well over 100 million packs of this tea. It's all natural. It has a proprietary blend of 9 plants and herbs. There's no chemicals. It's non-GMO and it's halal. Halal simply means that if you practice a religion, and you have a religion belief where you don't put anything impure in your body, that's halal stamp is right there on the front of the package. And people that live in that space want to know, is this the real deal? We have hundreds of thousands of positive testimonials, but the best part about it is risk-free. It's affordable, and it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. But most importantly, it just works. Now, let's talk about the benefits of this tea. When you make this tea, it comes with 2 tea bags. You're going to boil it, steep it, and you're going to turn it into a gallon. Okay. And you're going to drink 2 8-ounce glasses per day. You can drink more than that if you like, but I want you to drink 2 8-ounce glasses per day. First thing you're going to notice is the taste. It doesn't have one. It tastes like an ice cold glass of water in the middle of August in Vegas. How about that? Okay. It's something that's very, very refreshing. It's so natural that you can dry the herbs out and season your food with it when you're done. So natural, you can serve it up to your 2 and 3-year-olds. Our son's been drinking it for the last 5-6 years. Okay, it provides a gentle detox and cleanse by removing harmful toxins and intestinal sludge from the body. Now, when I say gentle, that means it's not going to cramp you up and you're not going to find yourself with diarrhea going back and forth to the restroom. But when you go, it's going to break up the sludge. Most people don't realize it, that the biggest challenge that we have, of course, that's COVID-19. Okay, but also it comes in the foods that we eat, the water that we drink and bathe in, and even the air that we breathe. If you look at our food chain today, all of our animals are shot up with steroids. Why? Well, because it makes them grow bigger and faster. But then they have to be given antibiotics because they're outgrowing the skeletal structure. So they still have the skeletal system as a baby, but they got a body as an adult. And that's why there are a lot of crippled animals that have to go to the slaughterhouse on a forklift. They can't even walk. Okay, that's why it's illegal for people to be allowed to film anything in a meat packing company. Very, very under wraps with that. Okay, so when you start looking at that, look at all of our fruits and vegetables are sprayed with pesticides. They give corn fructose syrup. They put it in everything, but they even feed it to fish to fatten them up as well because it's very addictive. It's very, very addictive. You look at the average person has 80 different pesticides in their body. In their body, the body has to fight off. Okay, and it breaks down the immune system as well. Okay, now look at all the GMOs. 14,500 seeds have been genetically modified. It started with a company called Monsanto, the same company that brought us Agent Orange. Okay, they're selling now. I wonder why, but the bottom line is that these genetically modified foods, we don't really know the impact it has on our body because Congress voted many years ago that food manufacturers don't have to tell us if it's a GMO or not. They can put on the package non-GMO, but most people are not going to say GMO. Look at all the preservatives that we have in everything. How do we have chicken and chicken noodle soup, chicken in a can on a hot shelf, for a year, open it up and eat it when we don't feel well? How do we have clam chowder? Even worse. Okay, you can't even put these things in the freezer for a year, and they hold up their constitution. They won't stay together the right way. It'll toughen up. It changes what's in that can. So we look at this. What we do know is that we live in a prescription drug society, that people are sicker now. We have 7-year-old kids that are diabetics today. We have 3-year-old kids with cancer. When I was a kid, hardly anybody had cancer. Now we all know someone who's been touched by it. And every one of those prescription drugs have a side effect. And that's just where we are, not just in the United States, but in the world. Okay. So I looked at a natural way to be able to do this thing when I was on this prednisone, because I knew that after a while, that was going to be what would kill me. What would take me out of the cure was worse than the disease over time. Now, this product may reduce IBS syndrome. So constipation, irregularity, it can reduce that. It can help you with that. It can provide relief of inflammation in the gut. It helps you become more regular. You're going to sleep better in a couple of days. You'll notice you have more energy. You won't feel bloated. And remember, it's not a weight loss tea. Weight loss is a result of getting your body detox. Think about it. When your body gets the sludge out of there, when it starts breaking up all that old food that's been sitting there for years, well, then you're going to get better oxygen, better blood flow. Your metabolism is going to start ramping up. Then your body's going to start doing what it really wants to do. And it wants to churn. And if your body says you got some excess weight there, now if it can get it out of there, it's going to do it. Okay. And a result of that, most people are losing 5 pounds in 5 days simply using it. And there's 2 ways to enjoy the tea. You can steep it, or we have the instant tea. You can put in a bottle of water and shake it and drink it. The instant tea also has soluble fiber in it. So it's going to make you feel like you're more full and you won't eat as much as well. Okay. Now, so but let's really look, how does it work? Let's watch this short video and let's see a little bit more about, just to give you a visual.
Want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? Who doesn't? With our flagship product, ISO Tea, you will get that gentle detox that you need for a new start. ISO Tea carries out the unwanted germs and toxins from your body while cleansing and cleaning out your gut. And we have 2 easy methods for taking the product. You can steep it with our original #1 direct selling global product, or shake it when you're on the go with ISO Instant Tea. What makes ISO Tea so impactful for so many people is the ingredients. It contains persimmon leaves that assist in removing fats from the body, malva leaves, which are rich in anti-inflammatory properties, ginger, which is widely known for relieving indigestion, and so much more. You see, it all starts in your gut. The way it works is basically like renovating your house. In order to start fresh, you have to gut it out. You see what we did there? And prepare it for that new decor and furniture to make it into something you'll truly love. This is just like how the ISO Tea cleans out your system before your body can fully absorb the nutrients of your food. So, what will I feel, you ask? Within a short time of starting to take the tea, you will feel an increase in your energy, relief of inflammatory gut issues, the sensation of being full, which will help you monitor your diet, relief of constipation, and a better night's rest. So do you or anyone you know want to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? Get started today and you can make a total life change.
All right. Now, I just wanted to clarify one thing. Some people aren't looking to lose any weight whatsoever. They said, I don't need to lose another pound. It is not just about detoxing the gut and weight loss. It's not really a weight loss tea. We have a weight loss product. I'll talk about it. But it also detoxes your blood system. It gets rid of the heavy metals and toxins in your blood. When you get those out of there, then you have it helps you with memory recall. Okay. And it can help remove inflammation. I remember we were at an event for Bill, about 7 years ago, and there was a gentleman named Smiley Egger there. And he happened to just be there, and we were serving the tea in the back, and I was going to speak the next morning. So we let everybody just try the product. And that's how we build our business. We let people try it. We don't sell it. We don't convince. We simply share it with you. And if you get a result from it, then we don't have to do that, because every person wants to live a long, healthy, and exciting life. And all of us have people in our life that we would think about, hey, if we got something that can help them, then we definitely want to know about it. This gentleman, he had a cane, and he came and he tried the tea. The next morning, he joined our business. He said, can I give a testimonial? And I said, sure. He said he had a inflammation and pain in his leg for 3 years. Every day, all day, he had this pain. He got up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom, and then he got to the sink and realized he wasn't limping and the pain was gone. Now, I don't make any medical claims whatsoever, but I do know that as you detox your body, see, your body wants to self-correct. And when you get the toxins and things out of there, then great things can happen. Now, also, this tea also gets rid of the parasites in your body. These are actual worms and flukes that live inside of us. You can go to Google or YouTube and type in parasites in me and then understand how serious this is, and then come back and get some tea. Because these parasites, they're eating the food that they can find in our body, but then they have to discard their waste that goes in our blood. And they go everywhere in the body from the tip of your toes to the top of your head, and they're there. So you just really want to deal with them, because you can eat a piece of sushi and one parasite can drop an egg, and there's 3 million different parasites left in your body because of that. Okay. So let's talk about some real results. This is Marsha Anderson. She used the tea, the NutriBurst, which is our liquid vitamin. I'll talk about that later. And NRG, and then she lost 70 pounds and met her goal weight. Now, I'm going to show you some videos, and some of them I'm going to skip past because some of them are pretty much the same. This is Jason. Now, I know Jason personally. In 2017, he failed his physical because of his high blood pressure. He started the TLC journey. He lost 105 pounds. And if you see the before and after picture, that's pretty cool. And he lost 29.5 of those pounds in the first 30 days. Okay. See if we can play a little bit about his story.
I lost 100 pounds in 9.5 months is when I hit the 100 pound mark.
Looks good.
Last May of 2018, we came to Washington, D.C., and I've done the tours and stuff and took pictures. And I think one of my pictures were up here earlier during the thing. I use one of those pictures as my heavy picture on my Facebook page. And to be able to come back, basically a little over a year later, and to try to redo that picture I was like, man, that's just such a great thing to do. Super happy.
I understand you guys can hear the audio, but you can't see the video. But that's fine. I won't play any more videos for you, and that'd be the case. But I just want to let you know it's a remarkable story, and I'm so thankful because I remember when I was speaking and I was working stages with Bill and Power Team, and there were so many people who cared about me. We're out there doing what and displaying our gifts and living in our purpose. People really care. They really care. Our family cares, and people also looking for us to be a better example. But also, so many people have tried to encourage me and help me to be able to shed all those pounds that I was carrying. And I'm just thankful that nobody ever gave up on me, but I found something that can work for me because I tried so many things. And sometimes we try a lot of different things, but then they don't work, and then we just give up. Okay. And I'm just showing you some pictures and some stories of some other people. This young lady, she feels like a 30-year-old. She's 52, and she's a mom. She has 3 kids, 8 grandkids, and now she's getting her life back, and that's pretty incredible. And these are actual people that I know that I've met in the journey through the company. But I want to move on and talk about our product portfolio. What do we do? Now, we provide products at your field in all these industries. This $4.2 trillion industry in weight loss, health and wellness, coffee, and CBD. All right. Now, the resolution drops to the right. The resolution drops is our weight loss product. It's like appetite suppressant. It will remove your cravings for fried foods, for starches, and for sugars. You can still eat them, but you won't eat a lot of them. You'll eat cookies, but you won't eat a sleeve. You eat chips, but you won't eat the entire bag. Slim Paste is a toothpaste, and it's actually a delivery system, so it's also going to help whiten your teeth, but it also helps you, it's appetite suppressant, and the delivery system is in your mouth. NRG is for energy. NRG, okay? It gives you natural energy. It's made from the caffeine from the extract of green tea, so it's not as harsh at all. There's no jitters. There's no crashing. It has an ingredient called 5-HTP that for ladies, they call it the happy pill. It's a great, phenomenal product. We have products with L-arginine called Slim AM and Slim PM. They help build lean body muscle and bring more oxygen into your body while you're sleeping. And again, that's natural. Now, we have the ISO oil. This is the emu oil. The emu oil is good for things like eczema or skin rashes, but it's also the only oil known to penetrate 7 layers of skin. It comes from the emu bird in Australia, and it helps you with things like carpal tunnel, pain from arthritis. My mom used to have rheumatoid arthritis when she was still here, and she was on Tylenol 3 times a day. And she wouldn't listen to anybody. If it didn't come from the doctor, she didn't want to hear it. I got my sister to rub the oil on her back. In 20 minutes, she became a customer and a fan of the product. The Life Drops, that has your vitamin B6 and B12. But then the NutriBurst. The NutriBurst was the first product Jack Fallon, our founder, came out with. This is a plant-based vitamin. Did you know that a lot of people get sick from a vitamin or nutrient deficiency? And these days, we definitely want to keep our immune system boosted as much as we can and give our body the things it needs so it can fight. You take this vitamin, 1 tablespoon a day, you're going to love it. It's plant-based, made from 72 plant-based minerals, 23 fruits and vegetables, 13 food grains, your fiber in 1 tablespoon of this. The great thing about it, this vitamin is one vitamin that everyone in the family can take. And our son is 8 years old now. Every single day he takes his NutriBurst. He's never taken a day off sick. That's just our story there. So it's a phenomenal product. 1 vitamin for everybody. To Chewy, that's your spirulina. That's going to help you with iron and protein. Helps balance your thyroid. I do want to talk about the chaga and the Ganoderma. The Ganoderma is known as the #1 herb on the planet Earth. It's a medicinal mushroom. It grows in the Asian Pacific. The chaga is known as the king of all the mushrooms, but not considered an herb because it grows on a tree in Siberia. These products are antiviral, anti-tumor, and anti-inflammatory. They regulate your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and even lower your cholesterol as well. And these are the products I used when I was going through my journey. We just got a new product called Complex out that helps as an immune system booster. Now, the Delgada and Latin style coffees, Delgada is a slimming coffee. It really tastes phenomenal. It tastes great. But they also are infused with 100 milligrams of the Ganoderma and the chaga. And then we have the CBD business. Now, everybody wants to get into CBD or cannabis in some shape, form, or fashion. It's a $591 million industry and starting to grow just even now. It's still a baby. So if you wanted to get in there without the big cost and the big risk, well, we have the CBD drops called Harmony. And the CBD drops are going to be very helpful for anxiety and for pain and stress. Okay. Then we have the Alleviate, which is a CBD ointment for pain. And then we have the CBD tea that has our ISO proprietary blend of detox tea, but infused with CBD. We have a lemon flavor, which has 3% THC, and we have a raspberry lemonade that has 0 there. Now, so let's just go right into this compensation plan. And I'm almost wrapping this up, but there are 6 ways we get paid. The thing I love about this company is that the entry is someone that everyone can afford. It takes the risk right out of it. To become a life changer and total life changers, first know that you're in business for yourself. And once you earn $600 in a calendar year, you're eligible for tax breaks. That's extremely important because it's not always how much you make, it's how much you can legally keep, right? So there's a one-time investment of $49.95, under $50. That's going to give you your website. That's going to give you all the information and training in the website. You want to know about the product, ingredients, all that, everything's there for you. All of your orders are placed there. Your inventory is kept there. All of your compensation is placed there. Everything you need is a very robust system that you can have a lot of reporting to know everything that's going on in your business. The second thing you want to do is make an investment in product. You want some inventory. Now, our business builders, they normally start off between $600 to $1,200 in product. And our people to say, look, I want to do a part-time, just want to get my feet wet, just want to institute that, just need to make a little extra money just to, try to push some things to the side and get some student loans out of the way. They start anywhere between $200 and $500 to become that. But it's totally up to you, okay? Because you can start with $100 in product. Now, we get paid 6 ways. The 6th way is feeling it. We get paid because we love when something works. I have a belief that most people just want to get in something they can believe in. And I'm going to give you some compelling reasons why this is the right team. Because with Power Team and myself and our organization, today we have well over 100,000 people in different parts of the world. But guess what? We're a baby. We're going to do probably $200 million this year in revenue. We'll hit $1 billion in the next 3 years. That is $700 million of revenue coming down the pike, waiting for the people who get in front of it. Okay, so we get paid 6 ways. The first is being retail. Retail means somebody goes to your website, they make a purchase, okay, and the company ships it on your behalf and puts your commission directly into your bank account. Now, the cool thing about that is that we initiated in January daily pay. So when it comes to retail, you can get a customer today and you'll be paid today. And that's really great because so many people have been affected by this COVID-19 and the shutdowns. And a lot of people had different jobs and different things or businesses where it was a cash business. They were Uber driver, they got paid that day. They were bartender, waitress, they got paid that day. They had a business, they got paid that way. This is a way that they keep a person moving into daily pay. So you don't have to wait a couple of weeks if you don't want to for your commissions to roll out. Okay, that's really great. Now, let's say, for example, a 5-pack, a month supply of the brew tea is $49.95. So let's say roughly $50. You're going to make now it's going to come with 40 points, and you're going to make 50% of that point value. So you're going to make $20. That's about 40%. And that's pretty doggone strong there. I have people on our team right now that make about $5,000, $10,000 a week just retail alone. Totally up to them. You can use social media responsibly to retail. Okay, that's another great thing about our company. The reason why we let people use social media is because the products work. So we don't have to worry about the backlash or hiding because we're very proud of it. Okay, so that's the first way you earn income. You also get a G5 bonus. When you get started, we want to help you, encourage you, show you how to get 5 customers in your first 30 days. I think that's important because you want to be the trailblazer. You want to be the example for the people that you will share it with. And you want to get those bonuses. Why? Because it's always cool to get bonuses and recognition. Okay. Now, the next way we get paid is called the Fast Start bonus. You can introduce other people in 28 different countries to the TLC family. And you can simply do that by going to just text TLC to 26786. Okay, TLC 26786. And you can do that right then, and they'll be able to get videos and look at the business. You can do that as well right now, and someone in Power Team will contact you, get you the information that you need, and break this thing down. Because when I get done talking about the 5 ways you get paid, and number 6 is filling it, there's one question that most people never ask, but they ask a lot of questions, but not the main question, in my opinion. After training over 1 million people, the main question is, how do I get this to work for me? If you've done this industry before, you may feel like you belong to the NFL. No friends left. Okay. But the bottom line is that everyone wants to make money. A lot of people are being affected with the economy because of the shutdown we went through. There's a lot of anxiety with that, and even in our health. So this is extremely important because we solve a problem and we fill a need. That means you can introduce other people that start their own business. They work for themselves. They plug into our training system as well. And you're going to get a Fast Start bonus because you've introduced them. And that Fast Start bonus can be $600, it can be $500, $300, $200, $25. Okay, based upon their first order, you're going to get a bonus for that. There's no limit to the amount of people you can share it with. The third way is really exciting. It's your binary pay. You see, most people are educated to earn linear income. That means we trade time for money. When I was out there speaking and training and coaching companies on communication, I could make great money, but I only got paid when I did activity. Residual income means you build up a book of business, you can quit, and the money keeps coming, and that equals freedom. There's no chargebacks there. And on top of that, look, in our residual plan, you can earn up to $20,000 on a weekly basis. That makes you 7-figure money earner. Now, there's 19 of us who've done it already. I believe another 40 people would do it in the next 12 months. Just like Roger Bannister, they said no one can break the 8-minute mile. Once he did it, 57 other people did it the same year. So it's already been proven this can be done. We teach people how to do it. But look, what if it took you a year or 2? What if it took 5 years to get to 7-figure residual? You can will it to your family. That's a legacy. That's a legacy. You know, we have another position of our nonprofit that's will to the nonprofit. So these things can go beyond our lifetime. But look, we understood. Well, look, if it took 5 years and you're making $20,000 a week, isn't 5 years going to come anyway? And you're going to show, and we're going to teach you how to do this 5, 10, 15 hours per week. But you have to do it. Whatever hours you say you're going to work your business, you have to do it. Because it's not going to be magical. You don't just pop and get involved with something and money flows. That doesn't even make a lot of sense. Most of those things aren't even legal. Okay. The binary pay means you're going to build 2 teams, one on the left, one on the right. Okay. Now, when you introduce 2 people and you and those 2 people stay on SmartShip, that means every month you're having a minimum amount of orders coming in that you personally are making. And if you're on the product, most of us are taking 3 products every month anyway. If you're taking 2 products every month, you're going to be there. Okay. But our job is to show you how to become cash flow positive so that doesn't even come out of your pocket. How to become financially successful in your first 30 days. That's the key. And the one thing we realize is that if we just help the average person in the world earn an additional $1,000 a month, we change their life forever. The average American doesn't have an extra $1,000 a month to throw in the street. But wouldn't they help them with student loans and credit card debt? Or wouldn't they help them help somebody else? Absolutely. The fourth way is called your matching bonus. So this is really exciting because this is the most lucrative way that we earn income. That means every person that you introduce that looks at TLC anywhere in those 28 countries, they're in business for themselves. Now, you introduce them, but they can out-earn you. And that's not always a bad thing because whatever their residual check is, as long as you reach the first earned position, which is called a director, okay? Once you reach that first earned position called a director, you now earn a 50% matching bonus from whatever their residual checks are. So if you introduce myself and let's say 5 other people, that's 6 of us, and let's just say my income is $600 for that week in my residual pay. The company pays you $300, but it doesn't come out of my money. So what if you got 5 people or 6 people and you're making $300? That's $1,800. But what if they're not making $600? What if they're making $6,000? Remember, the limit on binary pay is $20,000 a week. 50% match is $10,000 per week. That's why we look to identify leaders. People have the vision. People say, look, I want to get this thing out of the way so I get my life back. I want to see the world. I want to have fun. I can't do it if I can't stop working. Because every time I owned a business, when I wasn't present, my revenue wasn't good. I always took my biggest losses when I wasn't watching it. But I didn't really have a life. You know, I owned my business, but somehow they kind of owned me. And I just wanted to have my life back. And you can do that by helping people. So let's say, for example, you check match me at 50%. And let's say I get 10 people. Whatever their residual check is, you'll match them 10%. And when you get to your next position, then it goes to 20%. Then it goes to 30%, then 40%, 50%. And there's going to be more people down there than you have for the people you've introduced. And these are people that you may never see sign up or even service. But you get a matching bonus because they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. And then a position called National Director, there's a Life Changer bonus. The Life Changer bonus pays you $1,500 per month as you maintain that position of National Director. At National Director, a person's residual income is at the minimum is $250,000 money in a year in residual only, not counting the other ways you get paid. But then $1,500 a month. The thing I really love about this company, we say filling it, is that there's always companies out there that have car allowances, and bless them. I respect our industry. I've been in 5 different companies. I've owned a company in the industry, and that's important. But the only people that get those car bonuses were the people that were at the top position that really could have bought their own car. They're already making $1 million, and now you give them a Ferrari. That's lovely, but look at all the people that are just clapping in the audience. What I love about this company is, number one, they raffle off cars. In the next week, we're going to raffle off a convertible 2020 Mustang, fully loaded, top of the line, has the same color green as that sign filling it. That's that TLC green. And, you know, the cool thing about when they raffle these cars off, that people win a car and they may have only been in the business for a month or two. You know, this Mustang, people can win it and they don't even have to be in the company. They just have to be plugged into our Facebook page and make a comment, and they go in the pool to be able to win a brand new car. And I love the fact they do things like this. There's no annual renewal fee for people as well. I love it. A person can get customers and not be a person that enrolls a lot of people, and they can earn free vacations just by doing that as well. So it's a level playing field for everyone to win and everyone to be around and have access to people to help them win. Because the key to all this comes in the training. It doesn't matter how good an opportunity is if you don't know how to do it. So in the training, we actually teach you step-by-step, word for word, how to build your business. We have a training site, trainingtlcreps.com, put together by our team. We have trainings on social media 5 days a week. I do a training on my conference line every single Sunday night. Then we go into leadership trainings for people who are moving to teach them how to teach others as well. How do you do an effective presentation? How do you get in front of a room and knock it out of the park? You know, I've trained speakers for over 2 decades. We're teaching the psychology of training, of enrollment, of all those things. And right now you can go. Now, I just want to let you guys know, as I'm closing the call out, you know, we're expanding this team. Power Team's having a tremendous amount of success, but it's really about helping other people. No one reaches their full potential alone. We're looking to identify 5 key people who want to go to $20,000 a week. But then we might have another 20 or 30 people that may want to make a quarter of that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we're going to do it because we're going to help people. So we're looking to build a team with people who want to join our cause, to have a tremendous amount of fun, to learn everything they need to know about how to help people and make a tremendous amount of money at the same time. So I'm going to ask you, Isaac, if you're under the sound of my voice right now, to just go to your text and text him TLC to 26786. TLC to 26786. And that way you can be involved in a power team. I'm here to serve. My wife is a double scientist, a physicist, and retired from the federal government nuclear power plants. Retired at the age of 34. So, 9 years on the job and then retire, but she spends her life empowering other people, and she loves this business. And she's a great trainer. And they do a lot of other cool things in the women's groups as well. Not just cool to guys, but when the girls get together, it's kind of magical, I hear. So the bottom line is that we're building this incredible team. We're here to support you. We're here to teach you what we know. And you'll be working directly with the Power Team family, because you're going to fall into that team. And the great thing about it, they have access to so many people in business expos and the different things that they do, is that people above you put people below you. So if you're building, you're going to have some support and somebody helping you. So you'll be in business for yourself. You just won't be in business by yourself. So as I close this out, I'll just talk about 2 types of people. One person says, well, James, I like it. I want to try some product. I want to try the product. I want to go the way you went. Let's see if I get a great result, something I can believe in. And if that's you, you text TLC to 26786, TLC 26786, and we'll send you out that product. You request it, we'll get that product out to you, try the product, and then you'll follow up with there. This is not a sales pitch. We're sharing it. And if you see it, then please let us know. And if you like the product, we want your testimonial. Let's help some other people. Who do you care about? Okay? We want that testimony. We want to see how you're doing, because that means a lot to us to know that we're doing something good in the world. Not till we're making millions of dollars, but we're helping people. And because of that, we've been blessed. And the next person says, well, James, I want to be involved in the team. I understand how this works. I know the sooner I get started, positioned, the more people can fall below my team. You're absolutely right. And if that's you, again, you go and take the TLC, 26786, write in TLC, 26786, type in TLC 26786 right now. Don't procrastinate. Do it right now. Move, because the bottom line is that procrastination is the killer of all dreams. And as I always tell people, remember the story of a man who would figure and plan of all the things that he intended to do. Yet when the time came for him to get in the game, he never put anything through. But he dreamed with a smile of after a while of all the things he'd do pretty soon. He was all right at heart, but he never could start. He could never quite get into tune. Yet if he had done all the things he'd begun, he'd be lifted amongst those of fame. But he would not produce, so he was of no use. Good intentions would not win a game. It is easy to dream, to plan and to scheme, and let dreams drop out of sight. But only the ones who put through what their dreams bring to view be the ones who will win the fight. People often ask myself and my wife, why are we still here? We've done extremely well, extremely blessed. But we remember, what I didn't tell you in my story, that when I got in this industry in 94, 6 months in, I lost everything from a bad business decision. And I ended up living in my car. And I was a person that built a business in a city of Atlanta where I didn't even know people, without a car, without a phone, I had a car without a residence and without a phone. And I built a $4.5 million business. Why? Because I had a vision. Because I understood I was good at what I knew, but it wasn't getting me where I wanted to go. And maybe I could just get a booster. The cool thing about our industry is that you do it part-time. You don't have to make this full-time for you. And they give you the freedom, give you the network, give you the training, put you in an environment that everything you ever want can flourish. When I write a book or create some training, people flock to it and buy it because I help people, I serve people, and you can do that as well to help build an internal base, a database that will help drive it, especially if you have something that creates value for so many other people. So I would encourage you to get with the Power Team family right away. Do not procrastinate right now. Do it now. And just imagine getting your life back and your time back. Imagine you're building the business of your dreams that you already have, but you're well financed to do it. Or maybe you're ready to start one and you don't have the finances, Most businesses fail because of a lack of finances. Perhaps you want to get more time or go travel and see the world. We were in Spain. I don't speak any Spanish, but we put 4 people in our business because one gentleman I met translated. Because everybody around the world wants a better life. They want another opportunity. They want something to work, and they want a total life change. So having said that, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend, Mr. Bill Walsh. If this is making sense to you, get with him. And on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Central Standard, which will be 5 o'clock Pacific, we're going to have a training. We invite you to listen into the training as well. I'll be conducting that. Get a chance to see exactly how we operate. What is our culture like? What is that environment like? I'm sure you're going to love it, because the number 6 way you get paid is feeling it. It's our job to help you feel it. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to turn
Always
it.
good, buddy. Always powerful.
Thank you.
Always love to have you share your wisdom. I always get some extra pages of notes. So thanks for all that you do. But I do want to introduce you to our next speaker, because she's someone you already know. She's a great friend of mine. Don't leave. Oh, he might have the call right away. Our next speaker is a great friend of mine also that is really making a big change in the world. And she literally has created a solution for homelessness. You know, they do it in Chicago, and they help a lot of people, over 5,000 families a year. But she needs to be able to take this nationwide. And today is the day that, you know, the news is only covering the bad news, and it's never really hitting on the solutions. And it's sad, because she has the solution that could literally help millions of homeless all over the world with her programs, trainings, systems, and process to really help people get back in the game. And for the last 25 years, she's doing that right just outside of the loop in Chicago, and making a big difference. And, you know, out of the M&A business and the mergers and acquisitions, and a bigger heart than anybody ever going to meet. You know, when she talks about the Safe Haven Foundation, the gifts that they give back and the difference they make, we need everyone to get on this story. We need everyone to be a part of this message, because her message is way too big for us not to share it. And so you're going to learn about a lot of great things today from her, and really take a lot of notes, but also share some notes. If you're doing a stream right now, launch a watch party, get some more folks on. But let me bring on Nellie Vasquez. Let me see if I can get her onto the stream real quick. Hang on a second. Nellie, how are you?
Hi, Bill. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Awesome. It's so good to have you on the stream and let you share some of your brilliance. So maybe I'm just going to kind of turn this over to you for a few minutes, and I'll kind of jump back in. But just share with everybody a bit of your story and how you got to where you're at, and really how important it is that everybody support the movement, the message, the difference you're making with the Safe Haven Foundation.
You know, Bill, I can't emphasize enough, you know, what an important time this is right now. I mean, this is the most crucial time in our history where we actually have an opportunity to disrupt. For the very first time, we are acknowledging that the systems are broken. The criminal justice system is broken. We're acknowledging that we had an opiate epidemic. We are acknowledging that there's a homeless epidemic. And if we don't act now and move the needle in the right direction, I don't know when we will. And I'm so excited. As you mentioned, you know, that we've been doing this work for the last 25 years, because there is no doubt that the data that we show in terms of the number of people that we've been able to help in crisis that have been homeless for 10, 20, 30 years, or even just for a day, get their lives back on track in a way that really helps them get back on a path that's going to help them pursue their God-given potential and their dreams. I mean, it was such an honor right now to follow James Dentley's story. I mean, he's an example, right? So just because you had a setback in life, that should never define you. What you need to do is you need to go into an environment that's really conducive and is going to surround you with all the right people that are going to understand what you're going through, what you need in terms of services, whether it's substance abuse services, education, job training. All of those things are things that you can get done under one roof at a Safe Haven. And we don't stop there. We actually started businesses. Many people can get their lives back on track and, of course, overcome all these social services, social issues that they may have been facing, but they could do nothing about the fact that they had backgrounds. They could do nothing about the fact that they couldn't get an employer to take a chance on them. So we started businesses. Today, they're called social enterprises. And then, of course, get them employed, get them making money, get them saving money, getting them to understand how to manage their money and their budgets. And then finally, the next step is, how do we get them into a permanent place to live? whether it's an apartment, whether it's reuniting with their families, or even helping them buy their own home. So this is the model that we've been working on and doing for the last 25 years. I invite people to take a look at our website, asafehaven.org. And we're really proud to say that we've had over 130,000 people come through our programs. And there are people that come from all walks of life. It doesn't matter to us, what challenges you may have faced in your past. The good news is when you walk in the door, it's a new day. And we're a team that's ready to help you, overcome anything that's been holding you back and get you on the right path. Not much different than what you do, Bill, with helping people really kind of channel, their talents and their skills in a direction that's going to help them, pursue their dreams, life, and in their careers and in business too. So we don't just take adults, we take the entire family. We work with military veterans as well. Every year we help about 700 military veterans as well, get their lives back on track. And, the model, again, just started out with the idea that my husband and I wanted to give back to make a difference because we personally had overcome some challenges in our family with substance abuse. We personally had overcome some challenges with poverty in our families as well. And we were blessed to, go into a field that gave us tremendous amount of opportunity and finance, as you mentioned before, mergers and acquisitions, investment banking. And we did that for a full 13 years, building our careers in finance, and then decided that we wanted to take a leap of faith and start investing in people. And we've never looked back. And there's nothing more powerful and more wonderful that can happen to me in my life than to know that I made a difference in someone else's. So hopefully that makes sense, Bill. And
I mean, that's a great overview. What are some things some businesses can do today? How can small business really? And I know they're struggling right now. And we always teach that social impact creates your future. But what are some things small business can do right now to help promote the Safe Haven Foundation in Chicago? What are some things entrepreneurs can do right now? And how important do you think it is that they combine charitable contribution with the storyline of their business?
I think that consumers, I think employees, I think shareholders, everyone is really looking at businesses that they do business with differently. From now on, I think you're going to see that businesses are really going to be very conscientious in terms of how they spend their money, who they hire, and where they give back. And I think that we're really looking for values alignment now in businesses beyond a good product. If you have an equal field of businesses that have equal products, today a consumer is more likely to spend money with a business that actually has a social responsibility agenda and a mission that's really authentic. And if you want a culture that's going to attract employees today, you have to really be authentic in that execution as well, so that they see it and it's authentic and they can be a part of it. So giving back, making a difference, volunteering, and putting pretty much your money where your mouth is now something that's no longer an option. So every business should really be thinking about how they can reimagine their business in a way that is not only going to do all those things, but the good news is it's going to grow your business exponentially. So what I love is that during COVID-19, when everybody had shut down their businesses, I got contacted by some very innovative entrepreneurs, and some business owners. One of them was a company called Fast Signs out of O'Hare, and they had a lot of time on their hands and didn't have a lot of orders for their signs. So he called me up and said, I have this idea. I want to have people buy signs thanking the essential workers, thanking the healthcare workers, thanking the first responders, thanking the police, the firemen, for going out there and obviously doing the work that they have to do to protect all of us while we all stay home. So we got together, he made these signs, we sold them on A Safe Haven's website, and he took obviously his expenses and gave us all the proceeds. And I think it was a win-win-win. He was able to keep his people busy. He was able to give back at the same time. We were able to promote his business in every network that we have. And I think that, he got a lot of opportunity to publicize his business. He even got some media. He did some interviews, on television in regards to, what motivated him to do this. And I thought that was something that would not have happened if he didn't think about, well, I've got this this product that I could use? How can I repurpose it? And how can I keep my employees busy so that at least they're making some money and putting food on the table while we're waiting for the market to come back? Another business just came out to me the other day, and they started making those shields, those face shields, and the acrylic ones. And they got a lot of business out of that, and they ended up donating, several, 100 of those throughout my entire system to be able to use for free. So that was beautiful and something that really, really helped us. And again, the fact that she took some of the windfall that she made on this business that she just created because she had to keep her business, her business going, turned out to be a windfall for us. And again, media support, publicity. And it just so happened that when she came to deliver the product, that she shared with me that she was homeless when she was in high school. And that a teacher had believed in her when she was in high school and took her under her wing and, just spoke beautiful prophecies about what a great future she was going to have. So just the fact that she was able to be in an environment that someone saw potential in her is how I feel about the people that come to A Safe Haven. We see potential in them. And once you start to feel that someone believes in you, everything you do starts to change and you start to live up to that expectation. So I think that, it's just a virtuous cycle that when you can think about, what role do you have in your community as a business leader, and what can you do to lead by example? And your employees will see that, your consumers will see that, and the media will see that. And I think that's a pretty powerful thing because like you said, when we started out this conversation, Bill, media likes to focus on a lot of negative things going on, but there are a lot of really great things happening right now. And it's up to us to figure out a way to, magnify it because whatever we focus on amplifies. So if we can focus on some more good, I think you'll have, an exponential, return on that investment of your time.
What are some things you need help with now? What are some things that our group can help you with?
Well, right now, the biggest need that we have is funding. COVID-19, I just have to tell you, is really, first of all, it's really raised our awareness as a society of how interconnected we are, in fact, with the homeless. For the first time, we're realizing that it is a public health issue. When someone is homeless and they're out on the street and they're riding the buses and they're, going into these public spaces, if they're COVID positive, guess what? They're going to spread it. And that's true for a lot of things. But for the first time, society really got mobilized, especially what we saw on the front lines, is that the urgency around getting the homeless housed became imperative. It wasn't something it would be nice to do. It's something that became imperative to our own health. So I hope that we don't lose momentum. But at the same time, what COVID is doing is it's actually, studies are starting to come out that it's going to increase the number of homeless by about 45%, which is the projections. Even before COVID, we already knew that 40% of the population was living paycheck to paycheck. And now, that's going to be a reckoning moment. As soon as this $1,200 runs out, as soon as the unemployment benefits run out, as soon as these moratoriums on rent requirements run out, and that's going to be the month of July. So I'm really proud to say that we are hosting, by the way, our 10th annual 5K run to end homelessness. But guess what? I didn't get permission to make it a 5K run. I didn't get permission to do it in front of on the beach, like we do it every year. So what we did do is we pivoted and we've turned, I guess, a lemon into lemonade. And for the first time in history, we are organizing the very first global virtual run to end homelessness. You could run, you could walk, you can even choose to do a 5K, 10K, half marathon.
So if I walk around my house, does that count? Or walk down the block or something like that?
It does count because now when you sign up, you can download an app and that app will track your steps, whether you're
cool.
walking, and you have a whole week to meet your goal, whether again, it's a marathon or a 5K, you can choose. And we're super excited because we've already recruited.
When does this start?
Pardon me?
When are you starting this?
It's going to kick off July 18th. at 8 o'clock in the morning Central Time, because this is going to be an international event. And again, it's going to be something that anybody in the world can participate in. We've already got people signed up from Taiwan, from Belgium, from Spain, from Mexico, and across the country, people are going to be able to support this. And I think that it's one thing that everybody agrees on, no matter where you come from or what religion you have, is the idea of giving back and helping the least among us. And this is a real easy way we can all do it together but apart, right? And unite around one mission and really around humanity. And I think that this is going to be an extremely powerful way to really, again, align our values in a very easy, inexpensive way. It's only $30, to sign up. We do have VIP registrations happening where you're going to be able to get a nice little neck gaiter that's commemorative. And I think it's really cool. Everybody's going to want to wear it. It's going to be the must-have, accessory for the summer. And it's just, again, it's Run to End Homelessness. If you want to learn more about it, the website is runtoendhomelessness.org. And of course, you can always go to the website, asafehaven.org. And my vision and my dream, as you've known, Bill, is that what we're doing right here in Chicago to address and to end homelessness is something we could be doing around the country. But what we need is the will of the people to really get behind the idea of wanting to end homelessness. And once we make that decision, I think, and we decide, what that looks like in terms of a model, I'd like to, be considered, as something that can help make that happen in every city and every state, and maybe even in other countries if they would have us. So again, this is a pivotal moment. We won't have another chance to do this. Everything's on the table right now in terms of rethinking, reimagining the criminal justice system, the poverty systems that we have in place that have not really helped, but in fact have hurt many, many people that belonged in a place that they should have gotten treatment, for example, and ended up in a system that kept them trapped there forever. And it's not only bad for them and for their families and now for a generation, but it's also bad for all of us because we obviously end up paying for it. It affects the safety of our communities, and now we know the public health of our communities. So I invite everyone to join us. I think that helping people is fun, and this 5K, 10K, or
what is the website? What is the website for that?
It's runtoendhomelessness.org.
So let me just get that right. So www.run.
Spelled out. No, not the number 2. The word 2.
Yep.
Endhomelessness.org. We're also looking for sponsors, because keep in mind, anybody who sponsors this event, their brand is going to be promoted around the world.
Just make sure what I just posted there is right. I don't know, maybe I spelled it right or wrong. Let's see. Hang on a second. Is it like that?
Yes, you got it. Actually, it's .org. Right. It's .org.
Oh shoot!
Not .com. It's .org.
I'll change it. Hang on. At least I got the spelling right.
Yeah, so all the proceeds of any donations that are made are obviously 100% tax deductible, but a lot of businesses are signing on. We do have some businesses that are excited about having their name promoted around the world, and it's a great value. There you do have to go to the asafehaven.org website to learn more about sponsorships, or you can email me at Nellie, N-E-L-I, at asafehaven.org. I'd be happy to answer any questions personally. This is really something that I care a lot about. I'm a runner myself, and I believe that now people understand that the relationship with physical health and mental health is also a big deal. So as we know, COVID has also caused a lot of people to suffer more depression and more mental health issues, and there's no way better than to get out there and start walking and running to start building up those endorphins and serotonin levels to make you feel better.
I just put your message on another show too, so yeah, pretty cool. I think once again, everybody, if you're listening and you're just hearing Nellie for the first time, I've been honored to be a part of their group. This is, I think, my sixth or seventh year being involved with stuff that they do. I've been honored to be a part of their advisory board. I'm not always there a lot because I'm not in town a whole lot, but anytime I have a chance to promote what Nellie does or what a Safe Haven Foundation is all about, I'm 100% all in, because they are making an amazing difference. And if you know any politicians anywhere that you might have good connections for them, please, follow up, get the information, go to the website. Even if you can just donate $10 or $100,000, who cares? It's all a big help. Any other final words you want to share, Nellie, before I let you go?
Well, I want to thank you, Bill.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I just want to thank you, Bill, for the opportunity to talk to, all of your friends and networks about the work that's being done here in Chicago. And of course, Bill has been a big part of it. He has been on our advisory board. He's always championed, the work that we're doing, even before it was popular, right? So today it is something that, again, is very, very crucial that we make the right decisions going forward. And if there's anything we can do to help anyone that that may be in crisis and may need some help, please reach out to us. You can go to our website, asafehaven.org, send us an email, make a phone call, and we'd be happy to help. Again, have a wonderful day. Hopefully we'll see everyone. The event kicks off July 18th, goes to the 26th. We have a great opening ceremony planned and a closing ceremony planned. And Bill, I invite you to be there, July 18th. Come on out and join us.
July 18th. Let me see where I'm at July 18th. That actually sounds good because we have an event scheduled for Tampa, Florida, July 16th, but that might get moved now with all the craziness in Florida. So, my schedule might just wind up being open. You never know.
Well, if you're in Chicago, let's get together and let's do this grand opening together.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of anything you're doing. You can always count me in, and if we can always put it on social media and post it out there, that's a definite given. But keep up the great work. Love you. Appreciate you. All the work you do. I know you don't get all the accolades you deserve. I know we've done events at Harvard together. We've done events on a couple different TV shows in Chicago. But I think this is the perfect time for every small business to dig a little deeper and figure out ways to share some goodness. And this is definitely sharing some goodness. So I love the idea of a virtual walk where they can just keep track of it and make a donation or get sponsors for it. Just way to innovate, way to stay ahead of the curve. Keep up the great work, and I'll let you go.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thanks again, Nellie. Well, you heard it there first, right? No one doesn't like Nellie. She literally just goes way out of the opportunity zone and way outside of what people think of, and she creates new stuff. And that's what makes her the best at what she does. So, if you've ever thought about a great cause to team up with, that is definitely one to do it. Michael, I'll turn the call over to you to finish up early. I know that we've had a really great long day, but I'll give you the last 5-10 minutes if you want to leave any last minute comments, and I'll let you go from there. So thanks again for hosting today. Awesome as always.
Dark. Hey, Bill. Let me. I want to pop my umbrella, everyone. There you go. Look at the outside. There we go. I'll put a little more light on the scene. So, everybody, I wanted to thank you for being on. There's been a lot of learning today, and in that learning, it's the kind of thing where you take a look at what is it that you're going to use moving forward. So we've had Mark Uzak in front of 8 million people, mindset business, and you want to know more. You've had Austin Walsh, really, about the internet and how you're creating space and really how that looks. So just text internet to 26786. Just internet to 26786. You've had learning from, it's been actually an incredible day. Then we had the Pritchett family, houseguestfromhell.com, right? It's a game that puts people together to get the learning that they need. At the same time, they all work together, and that makes a difference. We had Bill talk about how to be successful. So text success to 26786. It's a system, it's a strategy, and it will continue to move you forward with everything that you're going to do. We had James Dentley, residual income. You want to be part of the team and part of the residual income? You want to be all over this. What you want to do is you want to text TLC to 26786. So you can see there's different avenues and there's different structures. And then we had the giving back, how to share. And it was great to have Nellie on. runtoendhomeless.org. I'm going to pop that one up too, because I think that's so critical. So runtoendhomeless.org. It's amazing what she's created and done. We're so thankful to have her on. We're so thankful to have Mr. Bill Walsh, Austin Walsh, Mark, the whole team. From myself, Bill Walsh, and Power Team, we want you to make a decision today, and that's to move forward. We want you to make a decision to drive this thing to that next level. Don't let yourself just stop at this point. I want to thank everybody for being on. But right now, text success to 26786. That's our system. That's the way we play with you and really make things, rock for your own business. That's the way you take your business to that next level. And it's a simple step, because what happens is it's about a path and a pattern. It's taking it to the next level. And so I want you to text the word success right now to 26786. From myself, Mr. Bill Walsh, Austin Walsh and Power Team, from Cheryl, Jen, Michelle, Christoph, everybody who works with us around us, John, Wayne, I could just keep going on and on and on. We look forward to seeing you on the road again. We'll see you for our virtual suite Monday night, 6 p.m. We're going to have a Vision to Wealth Entrepreneur Night. We're going to have two gentlemen, both Aussies. It's going to be awesome, really. And it's looking at one of them who's just through collaboration put about 1,000 people just like that in his community. And it's another Aussie who toured around the world and has spoken on stages all over the world, really looking at entrepreneur and business, and now lives in Los Angeles. Well, I won't tell you exactly where he lives, but they're going to bring us information and a message that you haven't heard before. And then I'm going to tell you about how to partner and take your business to the next level. I want to thank everybody for being on. You've been awesome. And Bill Walsh Live. Don't forget Sunday night, Bill Walsh Live. It's always an amazing event. It's for learning, education, and it's to drive your business to the next level. All right, everybody. You have a blessed morning, afternoon, or evening. From Power Team, myself, and the whole team, we wish you a great day. Goodbye, everyone.